When you love someone, it's natural, not demanding. And that's one thing I'm proud to say I found. Testing, testing, testing. Let me know if you can hear me. Now I know how to stay with you. Let me get some bells. Let me know if you can hear me. Celebrations in the heart because we're united. There's nothing in this world that come between me and you. Right together, and it keeps me so excited to think of what the power of love can do. And I'm feeling like a love that's so. Yeah. I'm assuming you can hear me. What's up, Truth? Yes, Miss Della. So good to see you. Yeah, it's been a minute. Happy New Year to you. All right. We here. Miss Kim. Yes. I'm going to put this link in the chat in a minute in case anybody wants to come through. All right. I have no ready to chat. Hope everybody's well, staying safe, staying warm, staying protected. Hey, T. 2 times in a day. Oh, yeah. Can't find bell. It's all good. So, yeah. Like, share, subscribe, comment if you're in the replay. Woo. So let's get into it, y'all. Let me put the let me play my little intro. Hold on. For the replay. This is for you. When you get to this is when we starting. Here we go.
God is dawn. Like and subscribe. Comment some night. Love in this light. Here's God is dawn. God is dawn. God is dawn.
All right. So, what's going on? Let me get this little link here. So the world has just not stopped. You know, we thought 2021 might be a little more mild. Well, some people did. I really didn't. Now I'm gonna put. Anybody want to chime in? So I'm gonna talk to you about. Let's see. We got T.I. and Tiny, of course. Hot topic for the past couple of days. You guys might be T.I. and Tiny out at this point, but you know I got to speak my piece on that. And we have this movie and the situation with Spinderella and all of that. I caught that actually just a couple of days ago. I'm late on that, but you know, it's a thing. And also we have what else? Oh, Wendy Williams. So I don't know if y'all caught her movie came on last night, and there was also a documentary that followed. So I want to talk about those things. And of course, R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying? We're going to recap some of the things that have been updated within his case in New York. And I have something. I came across an interview with somebody, another singer, R&B singer. I guess he had fallen off back in the day. However, he had a little interesting story I thought was fitting. So let me hit send on this. So let's start with Ti and Tiny, because that thing has exploded everywhere. I'm calling that "what's in the dark will come to the light." And I'm not necessarily saying that anybody is guilty of any crimes, because these things have to be investigated. But just with my own intuition, and also, the rumors about them have been going for a long time now. I mean, like since probably at least the 10 years. So let's just look at Ti and Tiny. So they're, a pretty prominent couple, right? They're in Atlanta, Chocolate City. Tiny, they met back in 2001. Tiny is 5 years older. She was 26 to his 21 years old when they met. And she was already popping. She already had achieved success with Escape. She, not just success, great success. I saw a Vlad TV interview, which I always talk shit about Vlad, but I usually do get info from him. So in that interview, she talked about them meeting and how they met around town at the studios and whatnot. So he was, he was doing music. I would look at him as like on my son's level probably right now. My son is, he's got a couple mixtapes out. He's a star known around here. You know what I'm saying? On that verge. And that's where he was at. So she said that a producer she knows or knew played some of his music for her. She was already probably feeling him before this. She said she loved his sound and his southern twang, and he was sexy. So she was feeling him. And she met him some months, she said, later. I think she saw him at the mall. She said she remembered everything he wore. This woman is in love. Okay. She's in love. And Kim said she didn't know the age difference. Yeah, 5 years. So, which is not significant. But typically it's the other way around. I know when I was married, my husband was years older than me. And I think for women, we mature faster typically, and our mental is usually 5 years at least ahead. So it's kind of like even playing ground for when the female or the woman is younger, in my opinion. So yeah, she was enamored with him. She said they met at the mall. She remembered what he had on. She said he was gorgeous. They met up later that same day. I mean, mind you, Tiny Escape, she was popping. They're in Atlanta. She probably was running that city back then, right? So he's an upcoming artist, good looking. I remember when he first hit the scene, I went to a concert. He was cute. So she said that he was already signed to a label. I don't know what label. And he had already had a first album. See, there's different reports out there. That came out of her own mouth, but I saw something printed that said that his first album came out, they met. But she said he already had a first album. It didn't do too much, in her words, which basically means it was a flop. And she said, she told him to put "You Don't Know Me" as a single, because he was about to put out a mixtape. And I guess he was letting her listen to it. And she was like, wait a minute, hold up. You need to make this a single and come out with that, like hard. And he did. And from there is history. Like he kind of just blew up from there. Sounds like to me, Tiny actually was the one that put him on. That is my opinion, because he might have had a buzz, but I think without Tiny in the picture, I think she helped him greatly. She probably connected him with the right people. Even just like I said, told him what to do with putting out that music. He didn't know what he was doing. And she's a seasoned artist. you know. So from there, they basically work an item. It says here in my notes, let's see. Yeah, so they were, Ti and Tiny. They weren't married. It took them a while to get married, but I think he had done a couple of prison stints before they got married. I remember they got busted, even out here in LA, with drugs. I think she tried to take the rap, but I think he at that point had violated his probation, so he had to go back in for like 11 months to finish his sentence, and that was like in 20. When was that? So he served 7 from March 2009 to December 2009. And then he went to a halfway house for the remaining 3 months. Then they got married in July of 2010. And then they were arrested in September 2010. So they were married when they got arrested. And, that's kind of interesting to me, because we all know that, the married couple, somebody gets in trouble, their spouse can't, testify against them, right? So I think that's still a thing. So with him in and out of jail like he was, and I just feel like it was just interesting timing. There had always been cheating with T.I., right? So it wasn't like he was this ideal husband. This guy, he was in jail, I think, for gun charges, like machine gun type gun charges. And so, then, like I said, he violated with the drug bust. So for the remaining 11 months, and, we saw on, I forgot which reality show it was, but I think Tiny was on there with Toya and her whole clique. And I think Candy was even in there. And T.I. would be calling from jail and being all controlling. And, she would have to like sneak and hide with her going out with her girls and whatnot. I just thought that was like my kind of like, okay, I see you, T. So, the cheating stuff for him is ongoing. It's throughout the years. I remember, there's always something in the blogs with him and some other actress or somebody, and there's pictures. I mean, there's no getting around it. I do remember her buying a house and being all independent and whatnot. And, Tiny's a boss. All of the women actually that I'm talking about tonight are like true bosses in their own right. So nobody's perfect. In this life, we're on a journey here of discovery of ourselves, discovery of this world. And, most of us, I would say, aren't in a position to judge people. But, that's what we do. Human nature. So that being said, so let's see, they got back to, so, all the cheating happened. She was all doing her thing and independent and da-da-da-da. And then next thing you know, they're back together. They even have a show, The Family Hustle. And I don't know if you guys have seen The Family Hustle. The intro to that Family Hustle, they took from Bill Cosby's, The Cosby Show. So they emulated it. And that actually is ironic, being that now these allegations coming forth, both of them. But just looking at T.I., his name is Clifford. T.I.'s real name is Clifford. And we know on The Cosby Show, his name was Cliff, right? Clifford. And now we call him, well, not we, but the public calls Bill Cosby Pill Cosby. And so now people are calling Tip Pill instead of Tip. So, I know. Anyway, it's just ironic that, the two are conflating with regard to, and the fact that, they emulated his intro. Like, that's crazy. Anyway, so that she was all independent, doing her thing. They got back together and, doing their power couple thing, right? TV shows. They are doing music, all kinds of, things, probably restaurants and everything else. Let's see. So yeah, now they're a trending topic. And okay, I'm sorry. I was just like, can't read my notes. But now they're a trending topic now. A lot of things are coming into play that were talked about in the past, like the daughter, Deja, that T.I. put out there that he was taking her for annual hymen checks. I might be moving ahead too fast. I kind of am assuming you guys are pretty aware of what is going on with T.I. and Tiny. I don't feel like I need to revisit the videos and Shekinah and all that. I mean, I can talk through it, but I don't want to have to be pulling up pictures and videos. So, Kim, yes. Kim, you want to get on? I put the link in, or you could call me on my phone if you want to just do the audio. Because you talking. You could join me. Yes, saying Tiny Maxwell and T.I. Epstein. Tiny Maxwell. Oh, that's what they're calling her. And T.I. Epstein. Okay. People are cruel. So it's to be expected. You put yourself in a line of fire when you are in that role of a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? So yes, please like, share, subscribe, and all of that. Positive energy. Hey, boo boo.
Hello. How y'all doing? I'm good. You look so cute.
As do you. Thank you. So yeah, I just, you know what, me showing my face on camera is not something that it's not. I have no interest in it, honestly. I don't like being on camera, but it's a part of my journey. You know what I mean? I have to push through things like fears, all of that. That's what I'm doing. So all of that being said, thank you. And you have all, as always, are a beautiful. So I'm talking about T.I. and Tiny. And and yeah, so you know, T.I. has I've done videos and I've talked about T.I. being problematic. As you know, I look at him as one of those toxic male personalities that seems to go viral because he got his foot in his mouth about women's business or something in regard to maybe his daughters. So you were saying some stuff in the chat. So what you got to say on this?
Yeah, that's true.
Are you? I'm thinking you might be in the. Are you a little behind me?
They were. Oh, I had seen Tammy Roman. If I'm saying her last name right, from Basketball Wives. And she was, Tammy Roman.
Tammy Roman.
Oh, I must be. You want me to come? I'll leave out and come back in and see what happens.
Okay, because you are freezing up a little bit. Okay. So Tammy Roman has something to say. I could probably Google it, but all right, let me see. Okay. Kim's coming back in. So anyway, I was saying T.I., in my opinion, is just one of those guys, like rolling my eyes. Here he goes. Like he has a consistent pattern of foot and mouth syndrome. Like I said, when it comes to like women stuff, especially, you know, he has a podcast, Expeditiously, and it's been his main platform for his rhetoric. And I don't know if you guys are aware that last fall, he was supposed to start his professorship or his teaching at Clark University in Atlanta. It's a co-ed college, HBCU. And a lot of beautiful, young, smart Black women attending this college. And he's teaching something having to do with trap music. So when it comes to the allegations, okay, so the allegations against them, sex trafficking, like drugging and forcing, when you force anything, whether it's, and people say you can't force drugs if you take the pill and you put it in your, but the thing is that when you're dealing with young girls, because I don't know these things to be true. Okay, so just to back up, Kim Kim, I don't know, Kim. Just to back things up a little bit. So there's a lady that came out who was said to be a former friend of Tiny's. I think she does hair. She came out with allegations against T.I. and Tiny for forcing girls or picking up girls, giving them drugs, having sex with them. And in a lot of the cases, it was not something that was consensual or things that were even legal when it comes to underage versus of age and consensual age. My cat is what's up? So with that said, since this woman comes out, she's on Instagram, and then she kind of invited others to tell their stories through her confidentially. So people were hitting her up in her DMs, and people had stories. They were similar stories, but not the same story. You know what I mean? So kind of like in R. Kelly's case, where these women are in different places all over the world, but they have similar or very much the same story about behavior, abusive behavior. And the fact that the responses that came back from this, let me read a couple because I don't know if anyone's heard their allegations. And again, this is alleged. Apparently this lady said the reason she's coming out that T.I. put a gun to her head, threatened her in front of her young boys, her young children, who considered him an uncle at the time. And she said she wasn't forced to have sex with them, even though Tiny's friend, Shekinah, I'm wondering if she's actually a friend because I think they're the bus, or Tiny and T.I. However, she kind of came out to say that this woman who was coming out with these allegations, Sabrina, I think her name is full of shit, and that she's a liar and that she is crazy. And more than one person has come out against her in this way. Of course, we know that regardless of a person's mental or personality or whatever, doesn't mean they cannot be a victim. So when it comes to accusers, I think it's off limits with regard to just bashing. My thing is it enough to warrant an investigation? The allegations, in my opinion, are definitely enough to warrant investigation. And I feel like until that happens, we it, of course, because that's what we do. But I mean, as far as really standing strong on one side or the other, I'm having a hard time. I just feel like for me, I'm leaning toward the victims, the accusers, because the stories just seem a lot. And plus, like I said, there's been rumors about them. I've heard things about T.I., especially just very aggressive and volatile in some cases. Let's see, I screenshotted a lot of these messages. I think 33 women came out since she had put that out there on her IG, and at least 33 women by the time that I had screenshotted this stuff had come with their own stories, or either somebody they knew very closely. Miss Kim says, I'm going to just call. Oh yeah, you can call. Oh, I'm using that phone, so give me a second. Actually, I think it's fine for you to call. I don't think it matters. So just call on the regular number. Okay, there we go. Hey.
He says, I'm watching the chat. It's only when I hit the StreamYard link that it buffers, but other than that, I'm not having no problems with the connection. I don't know what's going on.
So can you guys just let me know? Someone let me know if you guys can hear Kim okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's all good. So I'm gonna read some of these, a couple of these allegations that were sent to the lady Sabrina, who came out with the accusations against T.I. and Tiny.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's see. And
I can still mod too, so.
Oh, okay. I think we good. Okay, Truth Seeker said she can hear y'all. All right, cool. Let's see. So here's one. The first word is blocked out. So maybe it's someone's name. I don't know. It says, them two. Wait, is that the first one? Okay, I don't know if this is a continuation. Sorry, but this is the first one I have. Them two, and they were gonna cancel my plane ticket if I didn't do Molly. And Tiny was the one that always called me. So she's the ringleader. She's a worse abuser than Tip. I also woke up one morning next to their friends they travel with. I don't have a memory of it, but I was naked from my back. And when I put my head up, I was between his friend and the friend's wife. So they passed me off to them at some point in the night. Oh, and I've seen Tiny do coke and more take Molly, and she's the worst. Well, okay, I want to say something though, because a lot of people, this isn't about threesomes. This is not about orgies. It's not.
Right.
Because people do what they do. And especially if we're talking the music industry. And, you know, the music industry is a cesspool of sexual, what do we even call it? Just debauchery, right?
Yeah.
Let me just read another one. Okay. Here's one. Thank you for giving me strength. Okay. I was born in Jamaica, grew up in Brooklyn, East New York. In 2006, I was 23. My cousin, the name is scratched out, bought a mansion in Atlanta. I was supposed to move in with her. And that I'm like, okay, well, who is your cousin? But okay. So like, that's just not an everyday. Oh yeah. But I did not. She said she did not. In 2011, I was 28, decided it's time to move to Atlanta with my cousin. So happens that Tiny and T.I. live a couple houses over. Back then, I was known as scratched out working name. So, okay, I was an escort stripper 2013. When I was 30, I met T.I. invited to a with him and his wife for payment. We sniffed and had a good time. And when me and T.I. seemed to be enjoying each other's company, Tiny got jealous, hit me, and told me I was disrespecting her because T.I. enjoying me too much. When I defended myself against her, T.I. jumped in the face and choked me out. When I threatened to tell, because I was young, stupid, I told too much of my business. It was used against me. I was told, if you tell, bitch, hold on. I have to catch my place here. How did I lose my place? Oh, here we go. We know, I was told, if you tell, bitch, we know people, and whoever in your family will be deported because I have no papers. At the time, I was an immigrant. After that, I returned to my cousin's house, packed my shit, left, never spoke to my cousin again because I was afraid to tell anyone. Came back to New York, changed my life, just pretended it never happened. And that's what people do. Who's going to believe me? You know, that I had a threesome with me. Tiny was too high and got jealous and attacked me. And when I defended myself, I jumped in and helped her attack me. And then I was threatened to the point where I was in fear and I left Atlanta and never looked back. P.S. My cousin still lives near there. So a lot of the stories were kind of similar in that vein. And I don't know. Again, my intuition is this: some funky stuff went on. There's a couple things that happened. It doesn't have to be 30, 50 people, but I'm telling you, they ain't innocent. And not to say everybody's telling the truth, because then here comes the troll pages with I wrote this message and they believe me. Ha ha, she's stupid, which we don't know if that's true or not. And I think that T.I. and Tiny have some PR people working on the case. The question is it going to be investigated? That's the question.
That's the question.
Because I think that there's enough here to warrant, like I said before, an investigation. And that everybody up, whatever happens with that. Like same thing with, that was the other thing I was going to talk about was Tory Lanez and Megan. Same thing with that. Like it's in court. So like people seem to still want to not believe Megan.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, it's sad that, the victims and survivors always get harassed and, people discredit and harass. They never, ever, ever. They always want to protect and stick up for the perpetrator. And it's sad, I think they need to change these laws a lot, especially when it comes to victims and it comes to kids.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of exposing and a lot of things happening with regard to these predators and these abusers in the celebrity sphere. And, I just feel like they need to follow through. It's one thing to arrest or to, even say that, yeah, we're looking at this, but we need to see some convictions. Well, I think we have, right? Weinstein.
Yes.
And Epstein, when he was in jail, had he been convicted, or was he in jail like R. Kelly is in jail waiting? I don't remember.
He was waiting.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead.
He probably still in a different way.
In a different, yeah, that's true. So yeah, though, I mentioned that T.I. was supposed to be, I don't know if he did because of COVID and stuff, but he was supposed to teach at Clark Atlanta University as of starting last fall. And with these allegations in place, I feel like that's definitely not where he needs to be, especially as some type of a leader, a teacher, somebody where somebody could be put in a vulnerable position. There's a lot of young Black queens at that college. I have a good friend back in the day. She, we've known each other since 5th grade. She moved to Atlanta to go to Clark University, and she's still there today. And that's how I even know about Clark. But T.I. and Tiny, the word on them. Remember, Rob Kardashian even talked about when he was fighting with Blac Chyna. He kind of outed T.I. and Tiny, said they had a threesome with Chyna when she was underage.
Yeah, I remember that.
So
yes.
I don't know. People, no matter what, it seems like people always want to cape for the celebrity. I mean, I think I looked at some other YouTubers, some other content creators. I know Armand Wiggins. He was all like, I don't believe him. I ain't gonna believe no screenshot. I ain't gonna believe no allegation from somebody who's, lying on people, whatever he was saying. He was going hard though.
Because they indulge in the alcohol and the extra activities, with the Molly and but that doesn't mean anything. What I took from, they showed up on the scene. Maybe they did know, hey, I'm gonna get paid. I'm asked, I can get paid to, put it down with this couple, whatever, for my time, hours, whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. I heard that in the streets over the years that it was the top 5 couples in the industry that pay top dollar, even if you just be there 4 to 6 hours. And it was always told that how they get straight to the point at the door, alleges the entrance by the kitchen not far or whatever, and this, which one do you want, or whatever the case may be, and they do it all with you. But when I came up with my conclusion, they saying that it was willingly and consensual. You can give somebody an alcohol and they can do their normal drugs, whatever the case may be, and if they're already, feeling their level, that'll make it easier for somebody to slip another unknown drug or whatever the case may be in the drink or in the blunt or what. I don't know how they take it. I don't know nothing about Molly. I heard about it. They talk about Molly water. I don't know what that is, but it's already under the influence. How do they not know that something else was slipped in the next drink or something? You know what I mean? Like, we already got them a little loopy. Let's add this in there. They ain't gonna know because we already got them messed up. You know what I'm saying?
We don't know.
That's probably where the losing the memory and consciousness come in at.
We don't know, and they don't.
I'm pretty sure people that do coke or ecstasy or Molly, they already know how they react off of it. They know how it's supposed to make them feel when it kicks in, because that's what they do. And if something else happened, their body reacted a different way, they know that that's not what it was. It was something else to it.
Oh, okay. Truth Seeker says she agrees, and people do that in their homes too. When a child's molested, they want to believe the molester instead of the child. And that definitely happens a lot. Yeah, you know, you're right. Like if you're under the like if especially look, you coming in young, and even if they're strippers or escorts, so what? Like if you give somebody a drug and they needed money, so they're offering money to these people, these girls, and knowing that they know who they're preying on. They know they're not going to any of these corporations waiting in the parking lot for these girls to get off work. They going to the strip club where it's already going down. So I just feel like you're right. Like I remember one of the stories was a girl who she came in nervous. She was like excited because she was like, they picked me, and he gave her a shot. I think it was one of the entourage. I can't remember if he was security or what, but he gave her a shot, told her she needed to loosen up. And next thing she knew, she said she woke up sore. I don't know if that's the one that was bleeding. But she said that she said she found out that the body or whoever that guy was that gave her the shot, T.I. let him have her. So basically she was raped by a stranger, just some guy. So but if he's not in a position to give anybody to anyone like that right there, to me, I don't understand that. Like, as far as that, I'm going right to the police. Like, I understand people are in fear. I've not been in a position. I've been always been on point. Always. Like, yeah, there's one situation. It was, I may speak on it one day, but it was like terrifying. And I think about it sometimes, but I could have been somebody who was not sitting here today. It was one of those where I could have just ended up missing somewhere in a ditch.
Oh, I know what you mean. I've been there. I didn't really got in discussion about my experience in situations in the past life. So
yeah, I know a lot of women probably have, because when you're young, you're learning. A lot of times, our parents, that's not necessarily something you're going to learn in school or learn from your parents, how to maneuver through these type of situations. A lot of these girls who were in these strip clubs were there because they were having family problems, probably didn't have anybody to rely on or go to confide in. And
I could definitely explain that world.
You want to get into it?
I know, the strip clubs, it's like a whole different world, community of girls, some are, working girls, and they use that as another hustle, to pick up clients or whatever, whether they working, have a pimp or not, whatever. But a lot of the girls, if they don't have like an alcohol or drug habit, and most of them do to perform, take the edge off, and their self-esteem is not together. When you working, I don't care if you're a bartender in a strip club, you have to come in and set your boundaries. Like, you have to already have your self-respect speak for itself, and your self-love. Because if you don't, they will chew you up and spit you out. A lot of them girls are there. They don't love themselves. They don't see that they're beautiful, naturally beautiful,
right.
And their self-esteem is so low, and they're easy target. You have it where sometimes the manager at the club will pimp the girls out, tell them oh, got a baller coming in tonight, whoop-de-wop, send you over there. You know what I mean?
Didn't we saw this in Players Club, for those of us who haven't had that actual experience of being behind the scenes at a strip club. I'm telling you, Diamond had to come through for her cousin who got raped, right? Or RAPD, because we're on YouTube. But that world, it's fascinating enough to have had a lot of movies made, obviously, because a lot of people don't know. And it's just a world where people get away with things that they normally wouldn't, especially people with money and clout status in a city like Atlanta, especially back, or even in the early 2000s. But picture these young people with all this money. Tiny had a lot of money, has a lot of money. She got money.
Yeah.
And now, but imagine how his, you know, how he is, his attitude, his aggression, his personality is just so like on 10. And I feel like back probably worse because he was younger. I think he's probably a little more, probably calmed down a little bit, I'm thinking, but because he's done went to jail and faced prison and all this long-term prison. You know, that was another thing about him. He didn't really spend that much time for them charges that he had. And people say that he is pretty much an informant, right?
Yeah, a little loose lip.
And, you know, he's also said to be given STDs out.
Yeah.
Which is criminal.
And it ain't no holiday or birthdays.
I've seen some of his pictures and when he had the little gift on his lip and
oh Lord.
I already knew. I was like, I see you. So but yeah, I just think about like the whole dynamic with Atlanta, like how the things we see now, like through like I watch Real Housewives of Atlanta. I don't know if anybody else does, but Candy, who was Escape member also, is known through that show to be like a freak in the sheets. You know, there was rumors of a sex dungeon. I think she has one, but that they were trying to get Portia was her job was trying to get me in your sex dungeon. And I was like, that could have been T.I. telling her to get Portia for me. You know what I'm saying? I see T.I., but she might be a little too mature for T.I. But so that is kind of I guess a head scratcher. Like, okay, so what is up with all these sexual allegations around this group? Because I think even Phaedra had said something.
And then allegedly, I heard that Miss Tiny, she's more the aggressive one. Like, I guess when the situation all go down, like she's more of the mood swings and stuff carrying on. And I don't know, but I heard that over the years. That was all in Detroit streets and Las Vegas streets, honey. Over the years, it sure was.
The truth's laughing because I called it the gift, or I think you did too. The gift that keeps on giving on, what'd you say, every birthday, every holiday?
It ain't no holiday and birthday to giving out them early gifts and demo tapes. And honey, ain't nobody having a listening party if they ain't in the music industry. No. But you know what? I don't know if he got low iron or not, but I've noticed he had like dark rings. He been sleeping. He looked like a pale and like a raccoon.
I mean,
it could be from coming down off of that, you know, working in the flower house or something. I don't know, but I just know that he caught a charge recently, having to do with kind of one of those Ponzi schemes or something, cryptocurrency, something. But it had to do with him possibly facing some jail time. I don't think he is. It kind of went away, but I don't know if you heard about that. But hey, I don't know which film I want to see. He came out with that album. It was an older one. I don't know if it was called Paper Trail or Paper Chase. I can't, you know, I'm not good with that. It's Paper.
I remember.
One of the songs, he talks about how when he met, you know, her, like basically, he kicked that gangster, whatever street talk to her with that's, you know, with his accent and stuff. And like basically like messing with a guy like him comes along with a lot of, you know, kind of few uncomfortable, twisted things. And basically like, can you handle a dude like just was like, yeah. And the way the word and the slang talk was in the song, if you would listen to it, he basically said, I can do what I want to do, but at the end of the day, you can go wander over here if you want to, but you're gonna come on back here and you're gonna accept. You said you're gonna accept it, so we're gonna deal with it, regardless to what. But then there's another song on that album. It's another song on the album where he talks about meeting a girl in a nightclub, and he telling her like what he want to bring her home to his missus, and he if you want your money, we gonna see how well you perform. He basically kicked some slang talk to her, had her in the club on her knees, and then on her knees and on the way home. And if she didn't finish the task, by the time he got in that driveway, she wasn't even gonna get paid as much. Like she was not gonna get no Ferrari. She was gonna end up with a damn neon. I mean, that's not, he didn't say those cars, but he basically was like, you gotta, it's showtime, and you know you do well. Hey, First Lady gonna enjoy this.
Hey, Classy J, welcome back.
Hello, welcome everybody. Like, share, subscribe. But you know what, everybody, I wonder why when his daughter made certain posts and live videos, it's, you know, saying subliminal messages, like as if something's going on inappropriately in the home. I don't know what that was about. It was
reported on by a couple of people that, you know, of course, there were already rumors when that whole Hyman situation happened. You know, T.I. talking about, well, yeah, we got to do this annually, make sure, you know, which is completely, I mean, that is beyond too much. Like, what are you doing? She has a mother, and I think it should stop with the mother, though, because her mother that's her mother. Like, and I don't know, did her mom defend that? I don't think she did.
You know, I don't understand. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know if the mom defended. I don't know if the mom
whoever he was talking to on this podcast.
No, that was actually on another podcast. That was on these two. I can't remember who the two girls or women are that have this podcast. Oh. But it wasn't even his podcast when he went viral. I think that's what made him say, "Let me do a podcast." But basically, the mom, I don't think she was with it. I mean, they after the fact, and she said something. I don't know if she was on her Twitter about household incest or molestation. People were giving her backlash about it because it was during the time of like the rioting. You know, I think the George Floyd around that period, and people were like, "This ain't the time for that." You know, and she was like, "It's always a time for that." Like, it was like she kind of alluded to something going on. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, she did. She did it on Instagram too, as well.
Yeah, I think she ended up leaving Twitter, I think, because of all the people who were giving her back. And
he never really said, you know, usually he got something to say, put his opinion even with other people's situations. He never really say nothing, you know. I don't shied away from it. And Tiny, I don't understand.
I'm sure they said something, we probably just not publicly. Same thing with Shekinah.
Shekinah tried to retract her statement and said she didn't know why she said what she said. She didn't.
Same thing. I was gonna say that with her. I was gonna say they probably said something to her too, because she came back like you said.
She looked like she was scared.
Yeah, she was out of control because first of all, get it together. Get it together. You coming on here speaking on my situation. First of all, nobody didn't ask. I'm sure nobody told her to do that or asked her to do that.
No. Didn't you tell she was running her mouth so much, and she made it worse to me.
She just had so much to say about the girl Sabrina who brought the allegations out. I think like she couldn't help herself because this woman supposedly had attacked her previously, and she didn't have no idea why. Out of jealousy, I guess, seemed like Shekinah kind of took her place in Tiny's life.
Yeah, she mentioned that. She said the woman had her scared to walk around in Atlanta streets. She was so scared because you know she's not a fighter. And she said that the woman all
that barking she do, and she's not a fighter.
She said she had me scared walking around in my old city, y'all.
Did she say she going to the police? I don't remember.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. Like she have all that mouth. And then but I done heard her saying, like, I want to say when she went on The View with Whoopi and them, if I got the ladies correct on that panel, she said that she'd call the police if somebody said that with Akbar on that reality show. She's like, you touch me, I'm going to call the police because I'm not a fighter.
Yeah, I remember. That's actually, I think when we all found out she wasn't a fighter, I was surprised because I saw that episode. I had to replay that. I replayed it.
I don't know what they sexual, I ain't never talked about it with Tiny and him, and I don't know what they do behind closed doors. That's their business. She said the girl had a crush on Tiny and got a fatal attraction towards Tiny, and Tiny didn't want her. But then you turn around and said, as if you was there, ask her what Tiny stuff tastes like, because she had it, y'all. She was doing sucking and plucking and all that. Then she said that Sabrina and another lady, that it was their job and title and position to go get girls. She said recruit was her words. She said your job and your position. So how would you know what she
did? She came back and she, first of all, she put her foot in her mouth. She shouldn't have said nothing. She shouldn't have said anything having to do with that. She did call the lady, said she was a recruiter for them. She came back and cried because I feel like she was scared. She seemed very scared and nervous. So
somebody that reached out made that phone call.
So yeah, I mean, look, Sabrina, the woman that came out with the initial allegations, she took a lie detector test, and people are saying it's, fugazi.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
I know.
She said she would take it. I said, boy, that ain't gonna be good enough.
She said she's she said she's collecting, I guess, willing participants for a class action suit. She's wait for her to press charges. That's what she said. I don't know, but she said she wants to.
Now,
they're doing a
police report. They said one of the DM or text messages that was uploaded said a police report, and then they jumping from police car to police car, basically like the police was. I don't know if they were on his payroll or something, but
I mean,
they didn't really, swept under the.
I think we know that's how that goes. Look at R. Kelly. He had, the city of Chicago in his back pocket.
And you don't even really have to have nobody on your payroll, because I know back at home in Detroit, if you want to know who told on you, whether he was hustling or not, the police, and they act like, they dropped the paperwork to turn their head so you could see the person's phone number and address and everything, and then you can go take matters in your own hands.
Just for what? For free? They just did it because?
It depends, and then 9 out of 10 woke up back at home back then. A lot of the were people that was still drug dealers and stuff.
I was gonna say, you got to look at who these police officers are. They coming from the city. They probably made it, designed to become a cop so they could do all their dirt with a badge.
Yep, just like when they worked at the plants out there, it was just, that's what was going on.
Yeah.
My situation, they didn't take my situation seriously, and I had blood and stuff. I'm going in on the conscience, and 12 people tried to kill me, and the first thing they say is, you must got that, Pooh Nanny and little Susie, whatever, for somebody to do that to you. What that got to do with this man trying to kill me? What that got to do with anything?
So, yeah, I think that we do know that.
I didn't have no money, nobody had no payroll, and he didn't either. So I can see with money involved. Yeah.
So, Miss Della, I lost my connection for 2 seconds. So, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, right when I was starting, I was having some issues. So, but I'm back. Okay, so as we were saying, I'm sorry, I was getting a call. I had to text somebody. Let's see. So I was going to also say that this is going to play out interestingly. I don't think that the public should let it go. I think that it does deserve investigation, but I think it should still be talked about. I think it needs to be questioned, and it's not okay. It's not okay. And I also want to say that, I was listening to a lady, I don't remember her channel, but on YouTube, and she was talking about sex, casual sex, and spirituality, and the fact that when you have casual sex, you know, those spiritual demons attach to you. And if you're unaware and unsuspecting, you're not going to even know to cleanse yourself, to cleanse your spirit, your energy, spirit, all of that. So she was just saying, be careful with, especially when you're taking drugs and drinking alcohol, because you're leaving your body open for those demons to take over. So if you wonder why people act like a whole different person when they're drunk or high, it's because they are. They pretty much probably have been, their vessel is empty. Your spirit, your soul don't want to be around for that. No way. Your soul will leave you. Like, I'm not here for this. Be left open vessel for anything to come in. And a lot of these things wait because they know this person drinks or they know this person does drugs. No matter how hard they try and how hard their family is trying to help them, these demons are waiting because they know they're going to slip. And they want to get in there so they can do what they do. And when you have sex with somebody, it's an easy way to transfer that demonic spirit. So if y'all are out here, hopefully, especially in this pandemic, you are not, be careful of this. You know, you don't know who you're dealing with. This person on the YouTube, she was on the YouTube. Sound like my grandma. On the YouTube. But yeah, this person on YouTube, you know, she got into some really good points. I was gonna audio, but I don't even remember who she was. And I have watched so many videos since then. Right. But I will want to talk more about that because you know, she said that sex is a covenant. You're making agreements, and when you're exchanging this type of spiritual energy, so you got to be careful. And these demons, they don't only are, you know, like I said, they're waiting. And a lot of times it's planned. Like that person, you know, they need to come up off of that success that they're, you know, this person's doing too good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want some of that energy. I want some of that light. Let me go suck that off of them.
Okay.
Same thing with these young girls. One of those accusers said that they like young girls because it, you know, they take their energy, like the energy vampire syndrome, you know, right? These young girls have that vibrant energy, that young. Same thing with R. Kelly. I keep bringing up R. Kelly, but too much alike as far as taking these young girls with these dreams and just sucking them dry and leaving them by the wayside like they don't mean shit.
Yeah.
And they don't recover a lot of times.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's not just girls. Rasby, you know, he's an example that it happens to guys, to boys, to boys. Yeah. So yeah, you be careful, and you know, those of us who are mothers to especially women, but I think men and women need this conversation. Boys and girls, men and women, not just women. Because just because with my son, because just because you're a guy don't mean you are just licensed to be a hoe. You know what I mean?
Women and men that be messing with, you know, how many teachers mess with boys or whatever, or the auntie, you know, playing auntie and all that carrying on. But I gotta find a video. It was a video I seen either on YouTube or it was about, you know, like your body chemistry and your energy, and like how you can wear certain perfumes and it'll like kind of really collaborate with the energy, that the vibes that you give off in the atmosphere, you know, and how you can attract certain people. Like, you know, you can actually do that. It's like a electric shock or whatever. But when you have sex and be intimate with someone, you know, what all takes the transaction and the connection and with the you know, with the energy and everything. So I believe that. So, and then with a lot of young people, when you're young, you kind of don't have as much fear. You don't be as cautious like you do when you keep living and get older, you know.
Right. You're a little more reckless, a little more risky.
Because I was hard-headed, honey. You say no, I got to go say yes.
Okay.
You say yes, I got to say, I might.
Yeah, I understand that very much so. So yeah, another spirit demon that she was saying attaches itself is a spirit of failure. So she was saying to be careful because a lot of times these demons come and they put the spirit of failure on you, and it comes, and even the person, they might be looking for somebody to get this thing off of them and get it on somebody. So they just will seek you out, honey, and bed you and bond you with the spirit energy of failure. So her examples were like, young girls succeeding in life. Kind of like Wendy Williams, actually. Could be a good transition into Wendy, because Wendy Williams was successful. Her movie was on last night. I don't know if y'all caught it. And there was also a documentary that followed it. It was like a 2-hour documentary. The movie was 2 hours, and so was the documentary. It was kind of weird. I'd never seen nothing like that. It was, I don't know. But
no, I didn't even know that she had a documentary and a movie too.
Yeah, so the movie was cool. It was a bit campy, I think. I think the actress did a good job, and I like the narration. I think that it moved a little fast for all of the years that we're looking at. It's with regard to her career, her life. She started off at the age of 11 on this, being fat shamed by her parents at a young age, and but her career was fascinating. I wish they would have spent more time with the radio stuff, because she had a lot of interviews that were actually iconic interviews that I feel like maybe we could have got some mock interviews. Let's see, there was a Whitney Houston interview. Let no weapons form against me.
Right.
Against us. I'm back. Pa, 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 pa. So yeah, we were talking about, they probably missed a little bit of that. So I was talking about Wendy Williams and how I wish they would have spent a little more time on her radio career. She had a lot of iconic interviews like Whitney Houston, and they said Beyonce dragged her when she tried to call Destiny's Child Beyonce and the Girls. She said Beyonce ripped her a new one, and she was young then. So, that's something that will be good to hear again, that they played some of the Whitney Houston one, which was good. But I don't know. I just
that was funny. Whitney Houston was pissed with Wendy.
Right. But at the end, it was I love you and all of that between them. You know what I mean? It was like a girlfriend sister type of like a conversation. I don't know. It was kind of a trip, but that was the charm. That is why Wendy's so successful. I think if you like Wendy or if you don't like Wendy, this movie and the documentary that followed, well, the documentary followed, that's a whole separate thing. Stick with the movie right now. The movie itself, I think it was inspiring, motivating. She's a trailblazer in her industry. There obviously were other women who were trailblazers also, but in their own lane. Nobody as a DJ did it like Wendy. That gossip that she was spreading, honey. Nobody was doing that in the black, for the black celebrities, especially in hip hop. She was like outing people. I remember when R. Kelly's brother was on there. Was it Bruce or Carrie? He was on Wendy Williams talking about how that's when we found out he couldn't read or write. He called him an idiot savant. He's a genius at the music, but otherwise he ain't shit,
Right.
So yeah, that's where I learned that. I was like, what?
Exactly. I mean, it's the truth. We ain't lying. We ain't telling no lies.
So yeah, Wendy Williams, she is, look, the woman is iconic, crazy as all get out. But I think that, looking at her childhood and how her parents, I mean, damn. I mean, she was like 11 years old. I think one of the opening scenes, she was at a birthday party, a child's birthday party, and she was doing that musical chairs, and it was her and the little white girl. It was her party, the little white girl's party. And it was between her and Wendy. They were circling that chair. Wendy was like, I'm getting this chair. Like, she was driven in everything she did, right? So she got the chair. The little girl went crying to her mama. And then Wendy broke the chair. And it fell on the floor. Huh? Right. How embarrassing. So she got laughed at. And then the little white mama, when they were leaving, slammed the door in their face. Like, yeah. So she and her mom didn't check like, it was just, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of times when people, or I would say women, and I'm speaking about myself too, when you are one that stands up for yourself and you are one that speaks out and speaks up and things like that, a lot of times it's because as a child you were either stifled or you saw a woman be stifled, which me, it was my mother. I didn't watch her be stifled, but she's just a quiet person. I was talking to her earlier about something, or yesterday, and I'm just wanting her opinion, and she can't never give me an opinion. She always says, oh, well, just got to wait and see. I'm like, well, I want to know what you think. What do you think? What are your thoughts? I'm like, didn't nobody ever ask you your thoughts? She took a second, but she gave them to me. But this is how I grew up. My mom was mute on stuff. You know what I mean? I'd be burning up as a kid. Like, what the hell? You know, like I'd be mad about something. I remember one time though, is when I realized my mom is just that person. She's just, I call her Mother Teresa. She's super sweet. She's giving. She's loving. She's not going to cause no ruffle. She's not going to, no confrontation at all. But her best friend, my godmother, different story. And I remember a time we were at an ice skating rink for somebody's birthday party. I think it was my godbrother's birthday party. And my godmother, there was some type of confusion. It was in a white area and there was something going on at the desk. They was tripping on her. Something was going on. And all I know is she left there with a broken finger from banging on the desk and cursing out the guy. Whatever it was, it was all about, she got it. Whatever it was, we ended up having a great time and all that. But I remember her having a broken finger after that because she wasn't having it. My mom, on the other hand, was like, oh my God, what's going on? Anyway, enough on that. So all I'm saying is sometimes you just like, for me, I can't just be mute on stuff. And Wendy is the same way.
I used to be like that, but I came up out of that. Now I can't. They'd be like, get back, commute.
The truth said, I thought I was the only person who thought Wendy is from Nutbush City, honey. Wendy, she's a piece of work. I mean, she was a piece of work as a kid. Like, that's one thing about her. Like, I think for me, I was more of a late bloomer. Like, I was kind of just hanging with my friends early at the age where she was at in college and stuff. She was looking at her career. She knew what she wanted. She was going for it. And that is a benefit when you are wanting a specific career, because you're leaving everybody in the dust. You know, people are still trying to figure it out.
She definitely is confident and comfortable in her skin, and she doesn't mind being her true self. She don't care what nobody thinks.
True.
And
right. So I think that she got a lot of the backlash that she's probably getting. She already was as a child with her parents. So she was already used to having to have a thick skin. And that could have been in preparation for her career, because a lot of times, so we do pick our parents as spirits. And I feel like she might have picked her parents because she knew that they was going to pick on her and she needed that tough skin. So when this business she was going to get into, she fell in love with the gossip rags. She merged radio DJing and it became a thing. She met Kevin, her husband, which I feel like, damn, like here we go, a man coming in, kind of similar to T.I. because he came in when Tiny was already successful. Wendy was successful as she isn't, now, but she was known. She was syndicated, I think, at the time already. He came in and I think he was kind of more of muscle. I think they showed a scene of the group Toto. She had talked shit about Toto. Somebody told her Toto was broke she was at the club in the bathroom and they were like, ooh, we got some tea on Toto. They're broke. Diddy is, basically scamming them. Diddy been scamming his artists from way back. And so she came out on the radio the next morning and said that she heard Toto was broke. Well, yeah, they waited for her outside the radio station, honey. But Kevin pulled up, and this is when they, I think, first started kind of dating. He pulled up and handled the situation, and from then on out, I think he was her henchman. Yeah, because it, as much as he looked like he was trying to floss when he met her at the club, and she was high out her mind. That was another part of this, that she was on drugs heavy, a lot of cocaine.
She was 8 ball by herself.
Oh yeah, she was doing that. She said a lot of it was for work. And I don't know, obviously that doesn't justify. This is what it took her to make it. Like if she hadn't done that, she may not be the Wendy Williams we know today, so I'm not trying to encourage nobody.
Supplying her?
I don't remember that, but I do. She said that he didn't stop her. He probably did it with her too. But I think at one point he did help her get off crack, because on crack. That was like,
Jesus.
Yeah, she went from the cocaine to the crack, which, I think same family, different, different neighborhoods.
I just don't understand about this doing these inappropriate acts in front of her son that I heard her say on that one man's talk show, and then out of her own mouth on interviews, and all throughout little Kev's childhood, even up to the mom's viewing, getting naked in the back seat, giving head in the bedroom, and no sense of stopping now and finishing. I just don't understand it.
Well, yeah. I mean, was she on drugs at that time too, or because I'm thinking?
I'm assuming so. What? It wasn't David Letterman or whatever his name is. It was another guy's show, and he looked up. You say this? He looked at him like, yes, you heard I said. Right. Well, I'm like, wow.
Truth Seeker commented, it seemed like she was using the documentary just to throw jabs and stabs at Kelvin and Sharina. However, I know it was cathartic for her. Yeah, I agree. And I hope it helps her heal. Her pain was palpable. So I agree with that. I was saying the same thing. I haven't gotten to the documentary yet, but I will get there in a second. That dog, I'm gonna have to turn you down, Kim.
I'm gonna close.
All right. So she had like according to a super fan who I was listening to earlier, she had about 6 miscarriages before she had her son, Kevin. I think they showed 3 miscarriages on the movie back to back before she had her son. And I think that was why Kelvin, I think his name is Kelvin, wanted to get married, because he felt like the reason they weren't having the children weren't surviving is because they weren't married. So they got married at the court or whatever. One of the miscarriages, she had to actually give birth to a stillborn. And I felt for her because I actually went through that personally. So that is a devastating experience. And the daughter I never had, just like her. So I really felt her in that moment. But yeah, after she had her son, she or maybe even before she got surgery, she wanted them boobs, honey. She was like, I'm getting some. She told that doctor, I want them to be show stopping, baby. I want them to be out there. And yeah, I didn't realize she had gotten those. I thought she got them while she was on her TV show, but I guess I wasn't paying that much attention.
Me too, because I didn't when she was on the show too. So that makes 2 of us.
Yeah. So then, of course, we get to the mistress that we all came to know and hate, that had her husband's baby, and apparently that relationship went on for 13 years. That I don't get. I don't get how she put up with that all that time.
She said that she made him promise to never get her pregnant. She knew about their thing going on, and I guess she knew that him from. So she said, long as she didn't have a baby. I don't know if she talked about that on The View or Sister Circle, right when it was really, out there. Because at first she tried to deny it, she said he never cheated on her and he never done that, and the rumors wasn't true. She said that it was heartbreaking when she found out that it was true that the girl had the baby and stuff. And that, I guess that was the straw that broke the camel's back, because he didn't stick to the promise that he made her.
Seemed like even after that, she was still kind of hanging around. It took her a minute.
Yeah.
And he was really controlling her. And he was like a real handler. He had somebody watching her, taking her to rehab and coming back to work to and from. I just feel for the son because, this is very public. This thing played out very publicly. He, at the time, I think he's in college? He's like 19, 20, or maybe even 21 now. But I remember, and it was in the news. I remember that he had slapped his father, and like they were in a parking lot of like a gas station or something. I'm pretty sure their relationship was tense. With I'm sure little Kevin loves his mama. You know what I mean? So,
arm got broke. Was it hers or little Kevin's?
I don't remember that.
It was something. She talked about it, saying like, I don't know if her arm got broke. Like it was altercation between her and Big Kev. I don't know if she like slid. He grabbed her and she yanked away and fell, or something like that happened. I want to say or fractured their shoulder arm.
You know what? Yeah, I think I kind of remember. Little
Kev witnessed it some kind of way.
I kind of remember that from when was she on her show with like a brace or something on her arm. Yeah. Okay.
And
she was.
She admitted that they both was high for the drugs or whatever, the coke, and they go through they be laughing, and then next thing you know, they be medieval.
I just feel like that show has shown us another side of her because, it's different from being on the radio. So you're on TV, people can see all your little things. Remember when she fainted? They had that on the movie when she fainted. The actress did a good job. They said she did a lot to prepare for that and to get it right. Like she really wanted to get that right.
I seen her space out when she be talking, eyes looking bucked and glossy and stuff. And
So Truth Seeker is saying she said something when she said her and Kelvin are forever, but she didn't love him like that anymore. I thought she was talking about something spiritual. What do y'all think?
Oh yeah, I you know what, I didn't know what she meant either. And then I was thinking like, is it some kind of like what you're saying, spiritual? Maybe it might be some cult thing. I don't know, or whatever.
When she said that, I'm kind of thinking just because of their son, maybe she feels like they're going to always be a part of each other's lives. It could be that she sees a future for them at some point. I was listening to somebody earlier, and they were saying that they think she's conflicted in thinking maybe she can't accept the daughter because she lost her own daughter, and she, I don't know. The same thing happened on Salt and Pepa, which I'm gonna get to, but I feel like when she said that, because I don't know, I personally feel like she's still on the powder. So
I think so too.
She could have been high as a kite when she said that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let's see. So Truth Seeker said again, mighty funny. Kelvin didn't worry about how God felt about all that damn cheating, but he was concerned about his opinion on childbirth. I guess he feels right. God don't mind adultery. That's true. He used that as his reason to get married. And what's interesting too is that the whole movie started out with Wendy praying. She was praying, I think she was trying to get a job or something. It was like right before, I don't know, she was going to interview or something, but she was praying. And I felt like, I'm like, wow, she was praying. So she's a praying person, but it seems like, that's not her her faith is not that strong, I guess. So maybe it is now. I feel like that documentary was, and I think Truth Seeker said it. She was bashing Kelvin and the mistress. It was her way of like, just because that's.
And then she was saying about how fine he was at the mom's viewing. He smelled so good. He was the man.
Again, yeah. That's why I think she's still on the stuff, because like she's saying things that kind of are questionable. And why are you? She was kind of like bearing her soul on this documentary, and then she was also laying in. She was doing some type of therapy. Was it her legs? I don't know. She has some type of something where she has to do a treatment, and she was like doing the treatment while she was doing the documentary. I don't know, it was kind of weird, but she was crying and just cursing, just mad. She was like raging, you know what I mean? And I don't know, I just felt like that could have been a second movie, You know, instead of her just sitting there venting, could have been actually like a part 2.
Now, what I want to know is, what's your opinion, sis, in the chat also as well? When she described, I don't think it was the Ricky Smiley show. Whoever she interviewed with the other day, she said Method Man is pissed with her about what she's pissed. You know, he done. Well, and she was like, the way I took it, the way she described it, as if she knew that he was, you know, out of it a little bit, and he really didn't have no control over his, you know.
She date raped. She basically admitted to date rape. She admitted to date rape is what happened. That's what she did. She basically.
I put him in the jacuzzi tub, and that guy said, "Wendy,
wouldn't you be mad?"
I'm like, what?
Wouldn't you? You wouldn't be mad? You wouldn't be mad about that?
Oh man,
Kim.
Huh?
I said you wouldn't be mad about that.
Oh, I would be mad if somebody took advantage of me.
No, I mean, well, yes, of course. I mean, but this coming out. So look at them as who they are. Method Man, he's just had a winning season on Power. He's trying to resuscitate his career. You know what I'm saying? And now coming out as an actor. And here she is coming out telling this story. Like,
but, you know, she crossed him before, and she don't even think she did nothing wrong with it. She still ain't learned a lesson from that. When she told everybody about his wife, you know, was battling cancer, that was something confidence. It didn't have nothing to do with the interview or whatever. And she spilled the beans to get her ratings up, and she goes, well, he told me, and I just, you know.
I mean, it's Wendy Williams. You don't tell Wendy Williams anything. Everybody knows you don't tell a shock jock anything. Like that's, I don't know. I don't remember. You know, I kind of fell asleep on the movie, and I woke up and I finished it, but then I fell asleep on the documentary. Just being transparent. So some things I don't really remember, but I do remember hearing about it. And a lot of these things are said to be in her book. As a matter of fact, people are saying that the book had more things than the movie, and that the movie should have been longer. People felt like it was too fast moving, and that it skipped a lot of it skipped a lot of stuff. So
what I don't believe is, I don't think she kicked her habit 4 days straight cold turkey. She said it only took her 4 days. She left all the coke and the crack alone.
You know what I noticed when there was a scene of her saying that when she was throwing this stuff, she was throwing it in the trash. I was like, what cocaine addict throws a bag of cocaine in the bathroom trash? Like you're not gonna go there later and get it. You got to flush that. Like, or give it away or sell it or something. You know, I'm just saying. You can't keep it, throw it in the trash.
It wasn't a good, high-grade quality of dope, but she got pissed, and that's why she threw it away. She's like, I need something better than this. Oh.
Nah, she ain't going to throw that away. She hooked on that stuff. Let's see. JC, welcome back, JC. She said, I think Wendy knew about the affair and was fine as long as it didn't get in the way of her career. And when it came out that the baby was here, it hurt her career, and she couldn't pretend anymore. That could be, because it was all over. I remember Tasha K. I think she was the one that called the hospital, or somebody who called the hospital, didn't she? Yeah, on her show.
Yep,
on live.
It's like whiny. She took credit like if it was something to be proud about. She goes, oh, do y'all know, I really believe that I am the one is the cause of Wendy Williams' down spiral in her life. I think I caused that, her depression, and for her to relapse on the drugs. Because she was like, but she was grinning. Like she lit up like a Christmas tree. Like she took so much pride in that.
Well, yeah, she's trying to be her. So she's trying to take her down. She looks at her like competition. They're not even on the same playing field. Like they're not even in the same room. Like Tasha K needs to sit down. Tasha K is a liar. That's what I can't respect it, because, you know, she's already admitted lying. Then she comes out like the whole Azriel Clary stuff to me is why. This man is on trial. First of all, he's facing trial, 3 trials. And yeah, she knows this, and she's the one who we actually got all of that initial information from. So why are you coming out now and trying to play with this? You know what I mean? I think it's dangerous. I think she needs to leave it alone. I kind of do feel like she's getting paid like some of these other YouTubers are also. So
it's like she's just sitting around thinking of something to do.
Nope. Oh no. Don't give her that where it's just something for her to do. No, this is by design. It could be even somebody paying her with a nice.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's not just somebody like her. That's not going. Oh, I ain't got nothing to do. Let me go mess with these people. No, it's a lot of different things.
That was the wrong choice of words. You're right, sis.
Not to scold you, baby sis. That's just me just being passionate. But yeah, so I think that
she takes stuff too far. And she get too disrespectful and out of pocket. Like she done got beside herself. Like
yeah, and the whole thing between her and Angelo, like
and you know what I noticed? If don't nobody give her an interview, she attacks them. Like she just says off the wall things. She don't know that tongue gonna get her on to the glory. She gonna be up there trying to explain, talking about what had happened, and please can I try again? And it's gonna be too late.
Okay, I was looking at JC's comment. She said it was in Kelvin's best interest to marry her. He wanted his piece of the pie and to keep keeping on. Ooh, that's cold. That is cold. He didn't want to be with her forever and ever. He wanted to get his and keep it stepping. Wendy was probably too much power for that man. You know, right. Somebody like a Sharina who's gonna go with this along with this, knowing this man is married to this woman and they have a son, and this woman is powerful and money, and you're gonna go along because you're gonna get your little crumbs off of it. And that is, you know, the deception in that is so trifling and disgusting. Like, what type of a bottom feeder leech are you, parasite, to suck off of this woman? And she even said, you know, this is all off of my money. You know, this is you what?
Now, is it true that the girl Sabrina family don't have nothing to do with her because she chose to mess with this married man and stuff and carry on?
That I don't know.
I don't know if that's factual or not.
I don't know about that. I really wouldn't care. Like, honestly, I wouldn't care enough about her to even want to know about her. JC says that the thing that Wendy is dealing with, I guess it's a disease. Lymphedema.
Okay, yeah.
Lymphedema. I'm glad you did that because I was like, la 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 la. Let's see. JC says she put those.
I love medical terminology.
Yes, you do, Nurse Kim. JC said, put those pressure things. Oh yeah, she put those pressure things on her legs. They're supposed to stop the blood clots, but she seems to have leg edema and be using it for that. Okay.
When the fluid salt pass out in your urine, it builds up in your leg, and it's several things that can cause that, you know.
Truth Seeker says she was trying to piss Sharina off, talking about how good he smelled and all that. What you were talking about the
and getting naked in the back of her RR. That's, you know, that's just say Range Rover girl. They're like, gee whiz.
Yeah. JC said 100% everything Tasha in the last couple of months is her trying to be Wendy. Yeah. I agree. Yes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Truth Seeker said Tasha better know what you wish for others will come back to haunt you. She's wishing evil, so she better get ready. She's probably already getting it. And that's the same thing with Wendy. She said it. Like, I've been talking about people all this time. And now everybody's talking about me because what goes around comes around. And that's the story. That's the heading I had for her story. What comes around goes around. So we had for T.I. and Tiny, what comes to light, what's in the dark comes to light. And then what comes around goes around. And then Salt and Pepa, I just really want to touch on them, you know.
Yeah, I want to touch on that too. Let's get it.
You know, for me, the movie, it was a little corny, but it was fun for the fans. You know, I came up with their music and you know, it was fun to hear the music and stuff, and it was a little interesting. I just felt like the slant was more on Salt's side, probably because she was with Herbie initially, the producer who put him on, and Pepa kind of just got found. She just happened to be in the right place at the right time. But I do think that her dynamic is why it worked for them so long, the dynamic between the two of them. And I'm glad they cut Herbie, the producer, out after they discovered he wasn't, you know, he wasn't shit. So did you, what are your thoughts? And also that they did Spinderella dirty, I guess, is what people think. I don't know if I don't know how I feel about that, but what are your thoughts?
I remember they came out here and performed, and was it 2016, maybe between 16 and 17? And I remember her being on that show too. They were on that show. The one with the daughter, right? She was always like the wild, outgoing one, you know, and she didn't mind being like sexual or whatever, but she
Oh, Pepa.
Yeah.
Look, Pepa was wild then, and she's wild today. Okay, I don't think she's changed at all.
It was Spinderella is the one that do the jukebox. I mean the
jukebox.
Scratching stuff.
Yeah, she's the DJ.
Okay, well, when they performed out here in Vegas at the well, whatever they performed at, it'll come to me. But anyway, it was like a fallout or whatever, I guess, because they didn't, when they promoted that they were coming out here and they were going to perform, and I guess like a little mini tour or something, they never once said that she was going to be there. Because it was out here in Vegas, we didn't know that she was going to be there, Spinderella.
You didn't know she was going to be there?
Yeah, it was like, they were just saying like it was them, and she, you know, was like, oh, like she wasn't acknowledged and stuff. So
I think she came in the gate with them to be on the side. Like they were already friends. They already, you know, they already had their bond. And I think for them Herbie brought in another Spinderella initially, and I think he was cheating with her, if I remember. And then Salt kind of just like turned a blind eye to a lot of his cheating. I know she was young, so I kind of just shrugged that off with regard to her. I think that situation was a lot different than Wendy's, who was married to this guy. Salt was holding, at one scene, she was holding a baby. Oh, he's so cute. It turned out it was her boyfriend's baby. The girl was looking at her.
The performance was nice, actually. I got video and I have to find it. I know I shared it on Facebook. They were supposed to have got residency out here, and I don't know what happened with that.
Hold on one second. I'm going to have to pause. All right, y'all. Sorry about that. So we were talking about Salt and Pepa and Spin, and I don't know. I just kind of feel like she was probably more than they bargained for. Like she was young. She was like 16, I think, when she started with them.
Okay.
And I feel like you grow up as a woman. You grow into yourself. I think a lot of their music spoke to that. Express Yourself and Independent were two of my favorites. Yeah. You know, and I feel like, you know, as women, we are ever changing and growing usually. And it looks like that's what happened with Spin. And they didn't want her to grow in that way with them.
Now, one thing I can say, Pepa didn't, she had the shades on, like her confidence on the stage was a little bit not up there, like as if, I don't know, she kept like her head down. You know, when people perform, they're supposed to like look as if they are looking into the crowd or something like that. She almost, to me, just was kind of, I don't know if she stage fright or not, but she just to me seemed like, you know, she was a little bit withdrawn and shied away or whatever. Like she didn't own the stage.
Well, no, well, she was hired to be the DJ, and she was behind the DJ booth for the most part, but eventually she moved out to the front. Like I think Express Yourself was the first time she actually had a verse on a song. So she said that, I think I saw her on Hollywood Unlocked, and she was talking about how she has like 15, she's on 15 songs. And but you know, the thing with them is that they kind of stopped being popular after, you know, a certain time. And that's probably when she probably was on some stuff when they kind of fell off. I mean, I don't know if you want to say they fell off, because at this point they're pretty legendary as far as their status in hip hop. But
was it because Salt had went on her spiritual, you know, journey and changed her, you know, her lifestyle or whatever, and got more into that in her spiritual side? Why?
It could have been. It could have been. I think Pepa got into the partying, and she was missing studio sessions, and it pissed Salt off because she was, you know, she had a good work ethic, I believe. So she was more driven as far as doing things the right way and being at the studio and meeting obligations. Pep, on the other hand, was like, girl, not tonight. So, and then we know she hooked up with Tretch, and she, you know, had her different love things happening. Salt seemed more, it was kind of like conservative versus going. And Salt did find God, or she was, you know, becoming more religious over time. So yeah, it was definitely a different dynamic than when they first started out. And as I said, growing into women, you know, so, and that's what we do. We grow up, right?
And that's what Salt had mentioned. I remember seeing that on the show, you know, when they do the one-on-one thing on the shows or whatever. And she was like, you're supposed to grow, you know, as a woman, not going to be the same. And she was like, I got a family, a husband, and everything. She was like, she found out things about herself, and she was like, she thought that she would have respected that and understood. But she said they bumped heads when it came to that or whatever, because Peppa would be like, oh, she got to pray and all that, you know, like, girl, just take a drink and loosen up, let your hair down. And Salt be like, no, I don't.
Well, yeah, I think from the very beginning, at least from the movie standpoint, it was always that. Like, Pep was, even they were in college together when they met, and Pep was like a party girl. She liked to, you know, she was with it. She was with the business, with the shits. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like exactly. And we got to go to work. They worked at Sears. They worked at Sears on call center with Herbie Lovebug, Salt, Kid and Play, and Martin Lawrence also worked with them.
Oh.
Yeah, so they all kind of came up at the same time and were friends. So that was cool, I thought. But yeah, it was a cool movie. Like Wendy, I think it was also kind of campy, you know, something. It was kind of light. I thought it was a little fluff, you know what I mean? A little PG. So you know, but you know, it was worth the little time that I spent watching it, I think. And more power to them, you know. So I mean, Spinderella, I think, is a little unfortunate the way things panned out, but it sounds like she got a settlement, and it seems to me she's still using the name Spinderella. So I think she should be able to use that and spin into something else. Like, I don't understand why it took, like, she just never seemed to branch out. Like, if it was me in a she called it a triangle. In a triangle of a group like that with that popularity, you know, there's a lot of networking opportunities. And I know she's done little things. Like, I've seen DJ be here and be there, you know, so it's not like I don't think they are from branching out, but I feel like she could have done more. I do.
Yeah, I know she did a damn thing when they was out here. She actually said it, you know, when everybody was done performing, they say their words or whatever when they came back out. And she said it felt good to be back up there with them. It felt really.
Oh, Truth Seeker brought up that Salt had, I think it was bulimia, but she had eating disorders when they broke up. Yeah, she throughout, just like Wendy. I think Wendy said she couldn't. Wendy said she couldn't do bulimia because Wendy said she didn't want to be cleaning no toilets. So that's why she didn't do the bulimia. She tried it. But yeah, Salt seemed like she did have some issues with that. And it's probably very hard to be on stage in that capacity on the level they were at too, when you're not secure with your body, you know.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I've been peeked out Pepper's botched surgery went wrong, especially in the booty area, because the way she was dressed and they tried to cover it up, the way she was walking. I seen that you know, like 3-4 years ago, and I was just like, wait a minute, something wrong. Like
she
something
thick.
went wrong.
She just thick. So what's up, Tokes? What's happening? Welcome back.
Hey.
So I don't know if I have anything else to add with that. I think she got her settlement. She's coming out and speaking a lot because of this, because they didn't give her the opportunity to weigh in on the film. Now they didn't ignore her. It wasn't like they just acted like she wasn't there.
Right.
You know, so I feel like it was a fair opportunity. It was, you know, I don't know, because I don't know what really went down behind the scenes with the contracts and this and that. I just feel like she might have been able to just do more with what she was given rather than wait for them to accept her, because that seems like that's what was happening. She was waiting for them to embrace her. I think she actually admitted that, you know, like, I just felt like over time it would work out. And I get that. And time moves fast. She probably looked up and was like, damn, I'm like past 40 now, or whatever, however old she is.
Yeah, that's true too. Time to go. You look up, you know, you be like, wow, like this last year went by, man,
right? And 2021 is moving fast, y'all. It's moving fast. And one thing I can say that I'm looking forward to in that respect is R. Kelly's trial that's supposed to be set in this April. Jury selection is supposed to start in March, but we don't know that this is going to happen. There is an upcoming status hearing. I did a video on this update, but just to recap, there's a status hearing to address the fact that the defense wants access to the jurors, even though the judge already ordered them to be sequestered and anonymous and partially sequestered throughout the trial. Now they want to come back a couple months after that order, when it comes down, to fight this and say, we're not going to give the information to R. Kelly. We're just going to keep this between us lawyers. So the judge has already said no. The judge has already agreed to it. The prosecution is the ones that requested it. The judge agreed, made the order. So they are grasping at straws, in my opinion, and I think they want to eventually push this trial back because they're not ready.
Well, Greenberg learned from Ed Jensen. Ed Jensen said that when he was giving his testimony on his deathbed at hospice at his house, or whatever the case may be. He said that he's going to try to stall and put, you know, as much as he can. And that's just what he's doing. He said he taught him all those tactic moves, even with him. You know, he said that R. Kelly was trying to repeat the same theatric behavior and stuff that he did in the first trial and persuade jurors. This time is more technology than it was back then. So that's where the YouTube bullshit people come from. You know, but I think Brooklyn gonna transport him, and it's gonna go as planned with that federal in Brooklyn, in Manhattan. I believe they're gonna move forward, and they ain't playing no games. Now Chicago, knowing them, they probably just gonna be like, yeah, whenever. But he ain't gonna make it though.
Chicago's like, yeah, we would let him out.
Just like,
Yeah, they're like, we were gonna let him out, but I don't know. New York don't seem like they want to have that.
Honey, we're gonna break it. I keep telling y'all the breaking news. Brooklyn, he done already got his notification. It was notarized and everything. That's why he don't want to go. And he want to beg, please, let me just Zoom video fight my case from y'all. You going. I'm sorry.
He said he wanted what? He wants to say that again.
At one point, he said, could he fight the New York case in Chicago and do like the Zoom, you know, court hearings and stuff, or whatever you want to call it? No, baby, you gonna bring that on up. You gonna bring your 3 knot slides up on the Brooklyn? No.
Oh my God. All right.
But he know what he can get away with in Chicago. That's why he don't want to go. And plus, he knows what's awaiting.
Right.
Oh, well, he brought it on himself. He thought he was Billy Badass. Now they're Billy Badass.
Well, I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what it sounds like on your end, but I had to switch rooms that I was in. So I did all of that. So I didn't have to just jump off the live, because otherwise I was going to have to just jump off cold. So I did leave my glasses, but Kim, let's carry on with this talk. I got to go grab my glasses. I'll be back.
I just believe in my heart that Brooklyn's going to move forward,
On time?
I believe so, yes. Now, when it comes to the state and the other stuff, I don't know, but I think this one I think it's going to be a go. But that's just the way I feel. And it's not that because I want to. I just feel that.
Well, I think we're ready, but...
Well, they said that they're better equipped to make, arrangements with the pandemic and everything than Chicago. Like, they're able to get it done.
I just feel like the pandemic is one of the things that could be a problem. From what I understand, COVID is still a thing. I know that even here in LA, they're loosening some of the restrictions. And I think even in other places, they didn't even have as tough restrictions as we've had here. But I think since the vaccine has been rolled out to the essentials and the elders, for some reason, they're making it like things are getting better. I mean, at least that's what I'm getting. Wait, I'm seeing some talk up here about some mutation. Hold on. Oh, wait. Hold on.
Take your time.
Truth Seeker. Okay. Truth Seeker says it's a mutation of the Rona. All these new strains are mutations. Yeah, that's the thing. So we have different new strains and these rushed vaccines. One of the vaccines, I think the third one is from Johnson & Johnson. I wouldn't touch nothing from Johnson & Johnson.
Okay. I was going to say, wasn't there some lawsuit or recalls and shit going on with them?
They caused, the baby powder. A lot of people were raised putting baby powder in the crotch area. And I think it had to do with when babies, you powder the pamper or whatever. I don't know. But it's caused ovarian cancer and different types of cancers. Yeah. You didn't know? Yeah. Don't use that baby powder. So
I never did do that because, I always used to be like, if a grown woman is sensitive down there with a baby, what's wrong? It'll mess up the baby. I've never done that. I've never done that with my kids or myself. Yeah.
So there's like billions of dollars that were, I think it was already a judgment made that they had to pay out to people who were victims of cancer through using that baby powder. Yeah. And there's other things like that. Johnson & Johnson, I wouldn't trust them. Please. I would never take their vaccine. And actually their vaccine is said to only be 60 something percent, maybe 4, if I could recall, effective.
It's going to be a lot of lawsuits years to come with this vaccine and anything else. With this pandemic, I believe.
Let's see. Truth Seeker. Hopefully that vaccine will be effective for all of them. I won't be taking it. If only one person dies, I'm done with it. There have been too many deaths. I agree. I've already spoken out.
There was a doctor that passed away, I think, recently. I don't know what city and state, but.
And people blame these deaths on age because I think there were a lot of deaths in this one nursing home, like 22. And people were like, oh, they were old, but they're still humans. They're alive at the time, right? So that means it killed them. That's not okay. It's not okay.
Exactly.
They rushed these vaccines too. So they can't argue that. I remember this lady came on, a scientist or a doctor. I don't remember. But she was a Black lady. And this is them pushing the Black community to take this vaccine, trying to put all the Black.
Oh, that scientist. She was a scientist.
No, this is a different lady. This is not that scientist. I know about that scientist too. So yeah, she came out and like, they made it like she was the one that actually did. It was a whole team of them, but they put her at the forefront. And then there was another Black lady, I think she's a doctor, but she came out to say, listen, we've had the vaccine for like 12 years. It was just the icing on top that we had to create to make it effective or to, you know, be able to finish it.
Oh.
So she was saying it was kind of like a baked cake without the frosting. And now they had to put the frosting on it. I don't believe her.
Me either. They've been playing it on the radio and stuff out here. I didn't know. I thought that's why I thought it was the same woman, because they were like, oh, they got her out here to try to persuade the Black community. And they was like, that's wrong. And they was like, she couldn't really say it with a straight face. You know, like, that's terrible.
Tokes said, my female best friend used to, I guess he's saying baby powder her cooch. And her friends clowned her about it. I mean, yeah, my thing is, I guess people say they perspire or sweat, so they use it in certain places, but
or they use it to try to cover up
try to cover up something they should be going to the doctor for, huh?
Exactly, because you're gonna make it worse. And then that's how you get COVID-19, stuff like that arise. I think after a while it's gonna come down to money too, where it's gonna be, if you don't have good insurance or cash money, you're not gonna be able to get the real deal Holyfield vaccine, and they're just gonna give you some BS, or you're gonna be assed out. I think it's gonna come to that. Oh no!
What happened? You okay?
My little angel.
Are you okay?
Yeah, my little angel. It's like the mother with the angel wings. My little statue thing fell off in my picture. I'm gonna fix it. I got it. My patient gave me this.
Oh, that's nice. JC says there's effectiveness against the disease, but there is protection if you get it from having serious side effects. So there are two, and the side effect protection is high in all of them.
Now, my gynecologist, Dr. Lamar Taylor, he had posted, him and his daughter, their physician, pictures of him getting the second dose. And he said so far so good. He hasn't had any problems, and his daughter didn't have any problems. But, you know, I don't know now. So I don't know if he got the third one yet, but.
Well, a lot of people were having problems with the second dose of the Pfizer, I believe, or the Moderna. I'm not sure. The Pfizer or the Moderna was giving people problems. So
I believe it.
It could probably be both. I bet you if I look up right now some new thing, I read too in one of these Asian countries, they're giving COVID tests by swabbing the anus.
Yeah, I read that and seen that on Twitter. I forgot who had it. I might have been from you.
It probably was. But yeah, because I saw that story. I was like, what? Oh no. They said that's the most effective way to tell though, because of the,
It's just like when it's the most effective way to get medicine to kick in.
And people put all kinds of stuff up their butt.
In your blood, in your veins.
People put alcohol in. They soak their tampons in something to get high by putting it up their butt.
The acetone, the meth heads, but that's the ones that be like that's like on the streets, and they just really addicted to it and can't get no other kind of high than a substitute. I learned that in pharmacy. The module in pharmacy with medical assistant that they would do that. And then they said that with drinking alcohol, like vodka, if you want to get drunk, like really drunk real fast, you know how they used to say you suck the liquor up with a straw and have your head hanging like off the bar. They said that they'll pour the alcohol up and the girls do a handstand and put the alcohol up there and it burn, and then it gives them a big rush and they get drunk and messed up really fast.
I heard that.
Now, why would you do something like that? I don't know.
People do some dumb stuff. They want to just do anything.
Oh, you get used to it after a while, but you're literally burning your a hole out.
Yeah, people do anything for a rush or a high. I don't understand it, but I'm not one of those type of risk takers. I've never been that person.
Saying like it happens at a lot of these parties. You know, when my dad was in the hospital at Valley Hospital, it's these parties that goes on. I don't know if it's anywhere else, if anybody heard about it, where everybody shows up on the scene. They lock the doors and they put like these cameras on the inside of the house, and they mix their drugs together and they prescription pills and alcohol. And I don't know if it's like mushrooms or the spice, but it's like all different types of things and bath salts or whatever that these people be trying. They try to take it to the max. And whatever this other stuff is, they don't remember what they be doing. So they go back and review the tapes. Like some people wake up in the kitchen cabinet or whatever. And it was two ladies had to get brought in because they almost died. They did too much. But they wanted to go do it again because they were like saying how fun and funny it was looking at themselves on the surveillance tapes in the house, running around doing weird shit.
You know, speaking of that, I felt like since the vaccine, or actually the tests, the vaccine, since the vaccine has rolled out, there were some incidents being reported in the news. Like for instance, there was a man with a chainsaw. He went to McDonald's, went behind the counter and was chasing those people around. There was a lot of little weird stuff, like there's some like person at the gas station in the camera looking like some monster, and I was like, I feel like this might be from that vaccine, to be honest. And I know JC, I understand you have different thoughts, but I'm telling you, I don't trust it. I just don't.
No, and me either. And if I have where it ain't like you got to get locked up or nothing, I'm not taking it. It's against my religious and my beliefs and my heart, soul, and the man above.
Well, Miss Della says she's going to get the vaccine. She said her family will refuse it, even the flu shot. And that's with me. I don't do flu shots either. Me
either.
I don't know. I just have a thing about that. I have a thing and if I would have known better, my son has had all his vax and all that. And it's funny because this program he's entering, they need him. And I'm like,
it's going to be mandatory people in the medical field. That's how the flu and pneumonia shot was.
Right. And that's what I was thinking too.
Finishing the program.
I was thinking that. I was like, and that's what's going to happen when I had to go get those things for him. I was thinking, what if I hadn't did it? What if we didn't do it? Like, what if he wouldn't be able to? And that's
they wouldn't even let him get his license. Like, regardless if he passed the state exam or not, they will hold that,
And that's,
I don't.
Yeah, and that's what they're probably going to be doing with this particular vaccine at some point, once people, the masses, have had the opportunity, because they're saying people are running to get this vaccine, and celebrities are trying to jump in line by flying to certain areas where they know they can get it ahead of people. So, and this is just like, with the conspiracy theorists back at least 10 years ago that I know of, were saying that, it's going to be an event where they're going to have you feeling like you need this thing, whatever it is, to, the whole thing about the chip, that they're going to insert, and that, to me, I feel like this is what this is. It's playing out just like they said. Like, I just have to say that.
Because the cell phones is not enough. Mm-hmm.
Right. And the 5G towers and this and that. Let's see. So I'm looking in the chat.
I don't believe Kamala had got it. I think there was just saline in that syringe. I really don't believe that.
Oh man, JC, I'm sorry. I was reading her comment. She said, they say Trump was elected in 2016. I was waking up from a 2-month coma. I was intubated and had pneumonia twice and was septic, and I am not going to survive this COVID. You believe that you will, first and foremost. You got to just claim that you will. We're not going to give into it like that. You don't have it though, do you, JC? Or maybe you're saying if you do get it in the future. Just stay safe and isolated. Toke 64 said, you work around people, you will get COVID. That's what they're saying now, is that the COVID is moving into a lot of workplaces now, more than ever, a lot of retail stores. Because
they said that people people sneeze or something, that's why they want you to do the 6 feet. It get in your clothes. That's what my oldest brother told me. His doctor told him. And then I found out that my youngest brother had got it with his mom, girlfriend, sister-in-law, and she claimed the babies didn't get it. My nieces and nephews, and they're all like 3 years of age and younger to newborn. But I don't know. I haven't seen them since this mess happened. I haven't been over there.
Wow. So you've had family members that have gotten it. Yeah, they said the particles from sneezing and coughing, if you have it, is what is the contagious part of it. That, you can see these particles, these drips and whatever get in the air. So that kind of says it's airborne in a sense.
And then you have these people, like that, how it goes. If you even get a common cold, the easiest way to get rid of it is just don't cover up your mouth and go out somewhere coughing and hacking and sneezing on, in the air or on somebody, and then you get rid of it faster. But so a lot of these people are not taking it serious. I see a lot of people out here in Vegas, they throwing these barbecues, these get-togethers, these house parties, these motorcycle court parties. Nobody has on a mask. They going live. Everybody nose to nose, nipple to nipple, and all this carrying on. I just can't. No. Yeah,
people are out there partying like it's over. Like I've seen so many things.
My brother got it. My youngest one. He was going to those mansion parties and stuff, and sure enough, that's what happened. Passing the blunts, going live.
So the issue is yeah, see, that's crazy. The issue is that people aren't making money, and COVID has, people have made money in COVID. Don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of people who aren't because of their industry. Entertainment is one of them. A lot of people aren't working, so they're risking their lives doing these underground clubs, and even ones that are open to doing clubs. They're doing it and packing the house and not even considering the fact that they're lending to the spread.
I even seen strippers out here. They put everything, live and stuff nowadays, and they're all sliding all on the floor and all up in the ceilings in these homes. And
imagine, so strip clubs that throwing money. They said money is one of the dirtiest things you could touch.
It is, because you got to think. Besides in a hospital on the floor or whatever, it is the nastiest thing. It really is. But I don't understand it. I just don't. Now, what I was about to say about this vaccine? We got I even mentioned it before, like 9 or 7, 8 months ago, that it got to be some serious going on as far as the virus. People weren't paying attention out here in Vegas. Anytime when they had all the casinos, this was the first wave, when they closed it down, like everything was boarded up, people was out of work and everything. I said when the mass shooter came in October, it was blood being shed and bodies was dropped, and they had it up and running in less than an 8-hour shift.
Right. And what about that?
And that was people dying and got shot. I mean, he shot over I think about 500 people plus his body. And they had cleaned him up, the white chalk and everything, in an 8-hour shift.
Yeah, they want to get it cleaned up so they can keep making money. But that's the thing. Have we seen any of these shootings happen? It's like everything stopped when COVID came.
Well, not out here. I guess when they started back opening some of the casinos on the strip, like the MGMs and stuff, just this past summer, because remember I told you I had family that flew in from Detroit, and it was a few family people was just coming out here, just flying out here by the droves. But anyway, it was a lot of shootings and fights and stabbings on the strip that was happening almost every day that I was seeing, and I was just like, wow.
And this was because of?
I don't know what was going on. I know for a fact that when I caught a lift, who came out here? I didn't go, but you could hear the gunshots in the background. And the matter of fact, I think I was catching a lift to my daddy, and the lift driver said that he had just was driving somebody. The one boy that got caught on coming out of the MGM. He got him on camera shooting at somebody, and he was like in the middle of the crossfire, damn near. And
so you're saying basically the violence was during the COVID period when it was starting.
Yeah,
okay.
The people when they opened up, and a lot of people from Arizona, they was coming, in and out of town, like how Vegas was coming out there to California. One guy, my brother knew that stays, in California, came out here, and he got shot and injured, drove out here, tried to leave, got into it with somebody. And some people even show videos out here on Fox 5, people on the strip, brawls breaking out and carrying on. I just didn't understand it, though. I didn't understand why it was happening, and it never happened before.
Well, I would just say that I know that violence is up. Violence was up. It's always up during the holiday season, first of all. And then on top of that, we got COVID, like I said, which has put a lot of people in a position, where they're scared because there's no income. Maybe they lost their job, or a lot of these restaurants closed. A lot of people have lost their jobs. Like they just don't have any income coming in. Unemployment has run out. Whatever. There was an actor I read about. He had a movie that said with Idris Elba. What's his name? Idris. He was a co-star.
I can't never get his name right, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he had a co-star who hung himself. They said because he was concerned because he couldn't work. He didn't have any work, and he was scared, I guess. But he took his life.
Few of my neighbors, they don't have a job.
Well, he took his life though, and for me, I don't know. I just feel like, and it, obviously. We think back to the Depression where people were jumping out of windows and the stock market crashes. Yeah. And this is where people actually, they define their life with their money.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, JC, I haven't addressed your comment. I was going to put it on the screen, but I don't know that I will. But I want to say to you that you are in prayer. I sent you a meditation a while back. Like probably last year, a link. It was a personal meditation for you. I hope you still have it. If not, I can do another one for you, but I'm just encouraging you to go within, join me on Sundays live with my Shot of Love, or catch the replays. And I do introduce a lot of things that you can do. You don't need to, it's free. You don't need to buy anything. You don't need to go anywhere. You don't need to lift a finger, honestly. So, but there are healing agents within yourself that, and protection and all of that. But you're definitely in my prayers, and
mine too.
Yeah. And you're going to be good. Like, just keep your faith and stay positive. That's the main thing.
Yeah. Cause you're still here with us.
You still here. And like I said today, Shot of Love, laughter is a healing agent too. So stay in a zone of joy, as much as you can. And if you have to find that from a funny movie or, whatever it is. And if I'm being repetitive or nagging, my apologies, but I just really want to make sure that that, there's things out here for you, or really within you, not out here inside.
And I'm a living testimony. Oh, I'm work in progress though.
We all are works in progress.
Yeah, but I'm saying with the meditations and the guidance and advice and everything that you gave me, been working for me, honey. Y'all say I'm here, y'all.
Thank you. I'm so glad. But yeah, these things I've learned and been working with people for more than 10 years, honestly, working with people one-on-one and in groups probably for the last 5. And I feel that I've seen so many, what would look to be miracles.
Yeah.
So let's see. Toke said COVID-19 is a warning from God. I truly believe that. Yeah, it's biblical. This right here, definitely, I think it's biblical. I feel like it's, we're ushering into a new era still. We're in, and I feel that with whenever you can call it a fall of a civilization if you want to, because things are changing greatly. I think I'm going to have to do a separate live because I want to talk about Biden and the pardons, and then the new laws that he's already signing off on. He's doing his executive orders and all that stuff. And I want to get into some of the things he's doing. He's looking at from one thing I saw was he was looking at the Supreme Court. It looked to me like he was looking to make some changes. I know there's been a lot of controversy with some of the appointments. And as you may or may not know, the Supreme Court is a very, very important instrument when it comes to laws that are in question, things that they can't get settled in a regular district court, and then it'll go to Supreme Court, and that's the final law, the final say. And these appointments are lifetime appointments. So once somebody gets in there, there's a lot of power that they yield. Yeah. So let's see, Truth Seeker. They want to play with the transmission of this virus. First they say it's aerosol, which is airborne. Now they're saying it's airborne. There's a lot going on. And I think these things that we're talking about are more so distractions, because there's things really going on that are underlying things that are, I guess, in what they call it's like a dark world. Like, how there's a dark web, like there's an underground web. Well, there's an underground government and just world in general, where things are going on that are going to affect us, or maybe are affecting us now, that we're being distracted by all of this stuff, even COVID. Like I've said before, I don't know how COVID got here. They say the Chinese with the bat soup or whatever. But we don't know, right? But we do know it's here, right? And people are dying and being and sick and being affected greatly. So it's affecting all of us. That's in some way or another. So with that said, we should really just take care of ourselves as much as we can, but then at the same time, keep your eyes and ears open and make sure you don't just believe everything at first. Hear and sight. Yeah. You gotta
always pay attention.
Pay attention, use your discernment.
Because, honey, I've seen a lot of false narratives and news out here versus what's in real life when you walk in these stores and everything else. So,
right. There is definitely a lot of false narrative, a lot of fake news out there. But one good thing we can say, or I can say, is that we have had a change in power with regard to the presidency and the administration. And, if you don't agree, then, sorry, not sorry. I'm glad there's a change. I'm ready for the change. And I don't feel that, honestly, I don't have all my faith in Biden and even Kamala. We don't. But we do know that at least they, people say, well, at least Trump was honest. At least but I feel like people who have to put on a face, you can actually have some leverage with those type of people, because they want to please and they want people to like them, and so they will bend. Somebody like Trump, he ain't gonna bend, but a Biden will bend, like to our power, meaning like we could probably bully him a little bit. But
exactly.
Let's see, JC, I hear about the people after COVID and their symptoms, and that is what I have been living with for years. Oh, wow. I have no cure. I won't get better, but I'm not ready to go yet. You have no cure. I've never. Okay. Well, I'm really sorry that you are in this place, but again, like Kim said, you're here. And every second is an opportunity. Every second is an opportunity to strengthen, because honestly, you being here, there's power within you. So to say, and the power also comes out in words. Words are very strong and powerful. And we want to be careful how we use them, whether written or spoken, because they're weapons. They could be weapons for us or against us. So you never really want to be so absolute when you're speaking on, things such as this, because there's the world that I know, or should I say the God that I know, lets me know that there's always a light somewhere. There's always a little opening somewhere. There's always something.
Yeah.
I have a note.
I could tell you, honey, he could turn around. He's turning around. And then the power of mind when you, even with myself, y'all are witness to see my story from the beginning to the end and how it brings on things with your body.
You know, it's funny.
I have into it.
I have a note here from earlier when I was writing a shot of love for this morning, and I didn't have it with me, but it says, as long as you're breathing, it's never too late. And I have it right here on this post-it. But matter of fact, I'm gonna post this on my story on IG. This is for you, JC.
Even with my daughter, you know, she walking and talking. It was no guarantee. And
people don't know what you're talking. Do you mind telling?
Oh no! Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
She used to have seizures. She started having them from birth, but we didn't know it because she was having the ones you couldn't see until she was like 2 years old, where they turned physical, like you could see her actually going into like convulsions. So she seized for many years up until like the age of 11, and she was taking like up to 19, 20 pills a day, and nothing was helping. Like, I remember she had over 40 seizures in less than 6 hours. The ones that you just couldn't see when she was hooked up to the machine. And she had different types. So they flew a doctor in he's from India, from California, named Dr. Sood. And he told me to Google this surgery that's called total hemispherectomy, where they remove either that whole side of the brain or the part that's damaged.
Oh, wow.
So she literally has a half a brain, my daughter.
Wow. Oh,
and he was very honest and patient with me. And he told me what he could guarantee and what he couldn't. And he told me that when it was a 3-day surgery, she wanted to have it done. She told me that she was tired of having seizures and she was going to be okay. Like, she had her spiritual confirmation. And he said that the best way he could describe it was the left side was trying to show the right side how to seize, like how you teach a child how to tie their shoes.
Wow.
And he told me, think positive, get a good support team. I had 2 weeks. He said, do a lot of praying. And he said that her speech and her personality moves over to the other side before he went in, to actually remove it. And I got pictures. I got her whole record, because I donated tissues to the college out there in California and Michigan State, because they never seen a case like hers. And my baby already to outlive the lifespan. She's walking, talking. She's just as bubbly. She has feelings and emotions, but she didn't have that before. She dressed. She's very independent. She just don't have no use of her one side. Certain things like body temperature is different, and when I wash her hair. But other than that, honey, I take that over anything.
Right. And how old is she now?
25
wow.
years old. She actually got off all wheelchairs and walkers in 2 weeks before I moved out here to Vegas. So it took me 9 months to move out here. And I got here March the 9th, 2009.
Ooh, God is good. God bless her.
And she was weaned off of everything by February 25th.
She's a strong young woman. Very
and when
strong.
I tell y'all, the only thing that we struggle with, she'll know her birthday today and might not remember tomorrow. But when I tell y'all, my baby is so sweet and so smart.
So imagine, I don't even want to say it, but giving up, or, people.
She had to learn how to say mama and stuff. I had to teach her how to walk, talk, everything all over again.
That is a blessing. And just to have somebody to support like that too. I think that's a part of what is lacking, is the support a lot of times people need. And a lot of times you don't get it because you don't ask. Yeah. Because we're kind of a lot of us are built that way,
And that's, now that we're talking about it, you guys, that's what also why I'm against the vaccine and what scares me. Because when she gets sick just with a regular cold, she gets sick because everything gets off whack because the right side still got to control the whole body, you know, so a lot of things go up and down, like her fever or whatever. I don't know how that vaccine might react with her.
Yeah, so you got to definitely be super
and
safe.
My biggest fear is I don't want nothing to happen to my baby.
Of course not. But you guys, you guys don't get too comfortable because they're saying everything is opening back up. That doesn't just mean go crazy. I mean, I don't understand why people would even rely on the government to tell them, you know, that it's okay to go back outside and whatever.
Yeah, because our governor out here in Nevada, he already was trying to say, you know, it went from, you can't have this many people. Then he kind of, a few more guests and this and that. He already trying to lighten it up a little bit and be a little lenient. And I don't think, I ain't falling for it. And I haven't.
What they're probably trying to do is that what is it called? The herd, the herd immunity, where they try to basically get everybody out in mass so they can weed out the weak and blend and just basically blend it into society where you're immune to it. Like you become immune, either you become immune or you die. So they're basically just weeding people out like that. And also that depopulation agenda is benefiting too.
Yeah.
JC, I'm glad you asked. She said, what do you think of the protesters blocking people from getting vaccinated yesterday in California? And I was rooting them on. I sure was.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah,
I didn't know about that.
It was at Dodger Stadium. They have a site there, a vaccination site, and they call us the anti-vaxxers. I put myself in that group.
Oh.
Yeah, if you're against vaccine, they call you anti-vaxxer. So
okay.
Yeah, they villainize being anti-vax. You know, they villainize that term. You're like considered the enemy. There's people go on Twitter and do a search of anti-vaxxers or something like that. You'll find a lot of backlash.
You did tell me, and I did do that. I think I did.
Yeah, you'll find a lot of backlash. Yeah. So they feel like we're being irresponsible. You know, we're going to be the reason that, you know, this stuff doesn't die down. But I definitely don't agree. So, let's see.
But we love you, JC, and everybody. Appreciate everybody joining us tonight, kicking it. Hey, y'all, we've been kicking this thing. We've been hanging in there. We 2-3 years strong?
Yeah, we're in year 3. I am in year 3. Yeah. Let's see, JC. Oh, wait, I want to get that statement that Truth Seeker said. Hold on. Comment. Truth Seeker said, if you look at history, we get pandemics every 100 years. I too think it's the fall of Babylon, but does that mean God sent the plague, or did he just allow it? I don't think God sent the plague. What? Your comments are not blocked. I'm sorry. Hold on. Hey, what happened? I swear I didn't touch a thing. Let me see. You're not blocked. That's weird. Toke said he can't comment anymore.
Oh, no, we ain't got time for this.
I don't know what happened, Toke. I didn't touch.
It's because our positive energy and everything else, and they trying to use their energy to interfere with the internet and the connection and stuff. But it ain't going to work, honey. It's just not going to work.
Well, he did comment. Okay, well, let me get back to Truth Seeker. So she's saying, did God send? I don't believe God would send a plague. Like, I feel that pretty much everything that materializes is either it's a culmination of the energy. So like, just like we manifest as individuals, we also manifest as a collective. So if you have a certain, I'm just going to keep saying energy. It's an energy, but it's a thought energy. So it's a collective thought energy that creates the actual physical event. So if you have a society where, like now, COVID has put us in a position where we're thinking collectively about this one thing that a lot of people fear. Most people fear, right? So it puts this cloud of fear on top of all the little other fears that were going on. We have this one blanket fear that everybody is on the same page with, and that energy is pushing it into a reality. Yeah. So with that said, there's also by design. So there's by design is that it's an agenda, that it is man-made, that it is something that was put into place for the purpose of benefiting a group of people, a small group of people, but a group of people with money and power. So with that said, I guess I don't know. That's my thoughts on that. What do you think?
I agree. I just think like every so many years, you know, with they call it like the sacrificing because of population, so they have to come with this wave. They just put, you know, these names and stuff on it. I really believe it's that. You know, you got to think with these people go do these case studies with medication and stuff like that, and they be the test dummies, you might as well say. We don't know what's really going on. So it's like man-made there. And when I went to school years ago in Detroit, and I worked at the hospital, and I worked in cath lab, which I was a phlebotomist, and I went all over. And when you have to, a patient is like a doctor draw where they put arterial line in, and they have to draw the blood like from the growing area, and the phlebotomists meet up in the room with the patient. And if this is all over, if a doctor or nurse ever tell you to draw up an extra tube of blood and don't label it, that's because a lot of these doctors get out of these schools and they have labs in the privacy of their own home. And they try to do these experiments and they get in groups. Matter of fact, in Detroit, the medical center, Receiving Hospital, Children, Hutzel, and Mercy, it was over 200 doctors that got caught. Their homes got raided where they were doing these experiments with people's blood and tissues, you know, and carrying on. And that was a lot of people either died or whatever, you know, and they were doing all this mess, and even with putting people to sleep. They were experimenting with that. And a lot of doctors got arrested, and that went on. They got caught. That was all over the news. And you can look at that and find out. And these people had stuff in the basement of their homes, these physicians and nurses. Yep. So that's why you pray when you go in these hospitals that, you know, you don't get one of them.
That reminds me of the harvest organ, the organ harvesting.
Yes.
That's another thing that I haven't really heard much. I was hearing a lot about that. Oh, I think Kanika Jenkins. Yeah. God bless her soul. I don't know if y'all remember Kanika Jenkins and her death in Illinois at a hotel. She was with friends. They were partying. She disappeared. It turned into a where is she search and all, with the mom coming to the hotel in the morning. And she was discovered later down in the lower level of an unused or unopened restaurant part of the hotel. Dead. Yeah. So it's a whole mystery. But one of the rumors about that is that they had harvested her organs. That they, you know, that's a part of this whole trafficking situation too. Part of it is that it's organ harvesting, and it's a big money game. So
yeah, I believe it, because they even said like their rapper King Von Hart or something was missing, and then they said that the one young athletic, I don't know if it was college or high school, that was found in the wrestling mat, his organ was missing as well.
Kendrick Johnson or something like that. Yeah.
It was actually a young black mother out here just recently, a month ago, a case. She was young 20s. She killed both of her babies, and her plan was to sell their organs. And that's what she said with a straight face to the judge.
And see, that's another testament to how desperate people get. I think you have to be already crazy to even think that.
The husband said that when she joined some kind of spiritual group online that she was following for about 3 months, he noticed the change in her, and he came home from work and he thought the kids was just asleep, and you know, like they fell asleep on the floor in the living room of the apartment. And when he felt the bodies, they were cold. She was in the shower and telling him about he got to hurry up and get dressed because they was going to be, you know, with the pandemic. He said she was running around talking about, so we about to be rich. All our financial problems going to be solved. They coming to pick up the babies because that will sell their organs.
Wow. Yeah, that's just evil.
To some cult group or whatever.
That's just evil. That's just evil.
And they found like DM messages and Facebook, you know, conversations where she was, I don't know, they never, you know, told who these people, group of people or this organization that she had collabed with on the internet, and she decided to have I don't know who she was going to meet up with, how that was going to go about. But they claimed there was no drugs or alcohol in her system either.
Wow, I'm tripping off of that. And then also Tokes we're texting because he's like telling me. So he asked me if his comment showed up that said, what did he say? He said, can you see my last long comment about Trump and blacks getting killed? And I said, no, I don't see it. It could have gone into, I don't see it.
Actually, the chat, well, my end, I see you talking like it's not delayed, but as far as the chat is just like at a standstill on my phone. Like it's weird.
I mean, there's still comments, but I don't see his. His kind of stopped because he said no one is better than Kennedy, facts. And I think Miss Della had asked him why. She asked why. I'm not sure. I think she's asking him.
He said nobody's better than Kennedy. Talking about President Kennedy?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then I don't see if I see anything else from him now. I don't think so. That's crazy. Are they monitoring the chat like that?
Honey, you know what happened? The other day, y'all, I wondered if anybody experienced this. Anybody that get like, if you go on the Social Security or the IRS page, and tomorrow's actually supposed to be, I don't know if it was supposed to be a holiday like President Day or something, and honey, it got wiped out of I screenshotted it because I was looking to see when was the payment, me and my son, and it showed that February 1st and March the 1st payment was supposed to come early. Do you know, within the hour, I even called the bank and they was like, oh yeah, we got a memo, Wells Fargo, people payments probably won't be in their account until after 3 a.m. They're supposed to be Friday. Nobody got paid on Friday. Nobody got paid yesterday. Went back on the site and it was the whole calendar. They done rearranged the whole holiday, all the holidays for the rest of the year as if it was never there. And the screenshot has been removed from my phone without me deleting it. So it's some weird stuff like that. And I'll show y'all the screen messages with me and my son. He said, no, mama, you not tripping because I don't have it in my phone either. He said they done changed all the holidays for the rest of the year.
What?
You know, it shows like a little blue highlight when you look on your calendar on your phone or whatever. Honey, it's not even there anymore.
What do you mean changing them? You mean the dates?
Yeah, no, the dates is there, but you know, like when you look on your phone, it'll be like a little highlighted color around that date, and that lets you know like it's a holiday. Like for instance, my birthday is Valentine's Day. It don't have no blue circle around it no more. It just shows like regular old February. Don't have no holidays.
I guess what I'm asking is, so you're saying they're changing all the holidays?
I didn't get my daughter's SSI Friday because tomorrow's supposed to be the holiday. We're supposed to got paid Friday, and we didn't get it.
Do I have any other mods in the chat other than Kim?
No, you shouldn't, because I didn't even see Wayne tonight.
Right, I don't either. Well,
and Priscilla didn't make it, so we don't have nobody else.
It's just Kim though, Tokes. She's the only mod. You're not doing. Are you doing anything in the chat, Kim?
Nope, I haven't done nothing since whatever the last comment that I made.
Okay, because he thinks somebody blocked him. I mean, blocked his comment.
No,
I didn't even see the comment. I'm actually not even at the bottom yet. I'm still kind of at the top of, in the middle of the comments. So
I'm looking.
Unless I did it when I was when I was changing rooms. I don't think so, though.
I thought I did see it, though, at one point.
A long comment from him?
Yeah.
Okay, that's just weird. I don't know.
You know what they do? They don't agree with what we saying. He probably was too deep for him.
Yeah, I was gonna say it could just be, because that used to happen when we were having some R. Kelly live chats. Somebody was in the comments saying that they dealt with him. They were kind of confessing that, they were also victimized. Next thing I knew, my computer started wigging out.
Yep. Ain't that something, y'all? And y'all remember when I mentioned about the 5G stuff, but now all of a sudden it's showing suggestions at the top on my phone in the corner. This is ridiculous.
Okay. So anyway, let's see. So truth seekers, they didn't block truth seekers saying Kennedy died to try to fight the secret societies. Is that what happened that was the reason for the death? Because we knew it was something. It was.
You know what? I don't have a lot of knowledge about that, and I really don't remember what I learned in school when it came to that, to be honest.
Well, I don't know if we could even rely on what we learned in school anyway. They tell us any old things.
Yeah. Yeah, it shows that I see Toke's message. It says this message is being held for review.
Oh.
It's at 11:25 p.m.
Where you see that at?
On my phone, it got like a hazardous sign on it. It says we can't. Did he mention it says we can't trust nothing in that White House?
Probably.
And it got the word show and hide, but neither one has been tapped, especially not by me. But it got in the warning zone.
I don't have a warning zone.
It. Oh,
I'm in
right
a
above his name.
no. See, I'm in a software.
For review.
I'm in a software, and I'm not on YouTube, so that's why.
Oh, that's why. Okay, yeah, my phone it says that they're holding it for review. Oh gosh,
that's what happened, Tokes. So you
mentioned the White House.
You should be able to still type. So can you still type anything, or are you just saying they just blocked you? I'm just trying to figure that out. But in the meantime,
happy birthday, Della. I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
Hold on, I'm still working my way down these comments. Okay, JC says she's not giving up with that statement that she made that I was kind of chastising her about.
Oh, okay, that's good. Yes.
I'm sorry for nagging you.
We ain't gonna let you.
Yeah, I'm just, that's just my nature. I might come across like I'm scolding, but that's just the mother in me.
Yes, because, I got excited. The mother warrior. Oh.
That'd be me. I don't have my bell yet. Well, not right here.
I got a bell. Ding, 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 ding.
Yes. Ms. Della said Trump is a pathological liar. Yes, he is. Tokes. Okay, so your comment saying now my comment is showing. So he said, Miss Kim, your baby is healing through the Spirit of God. Yes. Okay.
Yep. And sure is.
Yes. Amen for your daughter's healing. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Whose birthday is it? Wait, hold on. Whose birthday is it? Miss Della? Happy birthday, Miss Della.
Oh, now I see his comment. See how they doing this mess, y'all?
JC said it's too soon to open back up. I agree.
Oh, they got a few of his comments under review.
I don't see none of that.
At 11:21, when he said Trump was supremacist, it says it's under review. Oh, anything that's dealing with the president of the White House, they got those comments under review that he said. But when he said that about my daughter, that's not taken down or under review.
No, I just read that.
Yeah. Wow.
All right.
If that's the case, then they didn't put Della's comment under review.
About Kennedy?
No, and about Trump.
Oh. Child.
I mean, it seemed like because he said Trump. I mean, I don't understand it. Why are they picking on him?
I don't know. Well, Tokes, you know, your channel has some controversy, I think. You might be on their watch list.
Have to say your channel, Tokes.
You might be on the watch list, baby. All right. So happy birthday, Miss Stella.
Yes, Aquarius. Yes.
Celebration. Yes, Aquarius. Oh, yeah. Shout out to my Aquarians. I'm still going to get your video out. I really was probably going to do a live because I want to do the cards for the Aquarius season. So
you take your time and you know I'll be here. I'm not going nowhere.
You are so funny. JC said China is harvesting organs from their citizens, and their people go there for transplants. Wow. China is, you know, they could be some trouble. I don't know. I don't think I could talk about this. I feel like I better not talk about this right now.
Yeah, we better not. Hey, Wayne, my brother warrior.
Wayne is here. Shout out to Wayne. Wow, Wayne.
Hey, Wayne.
Let's see. Well, no, let me see this one here. Truth Seeker. I thought about collective karma of the world could have caused it. However, God still allowed. I thought it could have been created by the elite, but why would they expose their own selves? I think they feel, well, first of all, we have to acknowledge that these people use black magic, and these people use spells, and these people use, you know, other means of what they feel, I guess, of protecting themselves and their families, their lineage, their legacies. So I feel that they have been doing this stuff by design for a long time, and even at the expense of some of the weaker members of their families or their people. You know, I feel like they have that whole either you live or you die, and it's all based on weakness and strength.
Okay.
They feel like, because it's a depopulation agenda out there, that they want to, if it's too many people, and they, you know, they want to control us, and the least of us that there are, the easier it is, and they can just, you know, have their way. They want us out of their world. So while we're in it, they want to be able to control us. She said, I also thought it is nature's way of purging the world because of overcrowding and not enough resources to sustain. Could be. It could be. Yeah, it could be that the Mother Earth is sick.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't she be? I mean, there's so much devastation out there. The oceans, with all the plastics. I don't know if you guys have seen the videos of the ocean with all the plastic garbage and stuff.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's something.
It's sick.
Yeah.
So you reminded me, Kim, you said something. It reminded me of the storm that I saw earlier online. There was a big storm supposed to be in Chicago and then moving to New York. If anybody's on the West Coast or affected by this, you know, I just want to say you're my prayers. I'm going to say, really send you some real good love and protective energy.
Yes.
Do whatever you can to, you know, safeguard. You know, I don't have that type of weather out here, but I've seen movies. I know what stuff you could do. I know out here we're they put sandbags and stuff out for rain, and they're doing that because I guess there's another quote unquote storm. I can't even say storm based on what other states and cities experience, because LA, you know, mostly sunshine, honey. Truth Seeker says she's careful what she says online.
JC said it might have happened because his channel was flagged before.
Oh, it was?
So, yeah, so that's probably why it happened to him.
Yeah. Oh, somebody flagged his channel for his content?
Yeah. Yeah, Tokes.
Oh, he on the list. I said that.
You on the list, Tokes.
So Wayne, you caught us at the end here, but I'm so glad you popped in. I'm gonna have to get your number so I could text you. So you should email me your number so I could text you. So, you know.
Exactly.
Let's see. So did we cover everything? I think so. There was some R. Kelly thing I wanted to do, but now I don't want to. It was basically an interview. I'll do it on another live. We'll do a part 2 of this because it's more to talk about.
Yeah, we'll do an update on him by himself.
Truth Seeker said, yes, listen to his last speech. 2 weeks before he died, he addressed it directly to the secret societies. Okay, his last speech. I'm going to have to check that out. He told them he was going to stop them. Ooh, then they put a hit on. I didn't know that. Okay, I'm going to have to check that out.
They suspended you on Twitter, JC? I didn't know about that. Oh, wow.
I need to catch up on these comments before I end this. Oh, she said because maybe he's been flagged. Yep, we're being censored is what it looks like, Truth Seeker.
Everyone. He's over there and got his own chat, you guys.
Oh, they be looking at me. I've done calmed down a lot on what stuff I used to talk about, but like I said, I've had experiences.
For bullying, you're not bullying nobody, JC.
JC said global warming is going to release more as our ice melts. Yeah, global warming.
Yeah.
Did you do something wrong? Why'd you say that, Wayne?
No,
oh, she must have said something.
That's not why she wants your number, Wayne, to let you know when we go live, sweetheart. He's so sweet.
No, you didn't do nothing wrong, brother. Yeah, just send me your number though, so I could or be able to text you. Email it to me if you will. I have it in my app.
They removed JC comment just now.
Which one?
It said when she was saying that her account got suspended twice on Twitter.
Second time someone just got their account back for trading.
And then it says, first time was 24 hours. She said someone was a liar and they were acting like a retard. And so now it's saying that her message is being reviewed.
So maybe it's these certain words that are triggering that, huh?
Probably so.
That's crazy. No, Wayne, not in the chat.
No. You know, we got the trolls and stuff. And
I can't delete it.
That is not.
You got to delete that, Wayne. I can't do it. I don't know if you can, Kim.
Let's see.
We don't want the people having your number now. You know who I'm talking about.
The only option it gives me is to report it, and I'm not gonna do that.
Wayne, retract your message and just email it to me, please. JC says she sees her messages. I mean,
I can see it, but it says it got in. You know, it's like
I don't see it at all. I'm on StreamYard, so it's different.
Yeah, I guess because I'm on my cell phone.
That's crazy. All right. Well, I guess this is a time to end this live, honey. I am so glad y'all hung out with us. This was cool. I'm actually gonna let's do a part 2. We can finish. I'm gonna make sure I got all my points, but I want to finish talking about this vaccine, and I want to talk about Biden and the administration's. I want to talk about the pardons, and I want to talk about the executive orders and the laws and stuff like that. JC said,
we definitely love you guys and appreciate you guys hanging in there.
Oh, the one on my screen. Okay. I got you. I thought it was something that I thought it was a different one.
Oh.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Thank you guys for hanging out and
joining us.
Yeah. And look for me. I'll schedule a live early enough on the next one so you can, because I have a bad habit of just not promoting my lives. And also coming on at times where people are usually asleep. But I will definitely, keep y'all posted so you can hopefully plan to join us again. It was fun. Thank you again. Until next time, y'all. Peace.
Yes, peace. Love you guys.
Love ya.